Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? Oh, it's nice to see you guys. I hope y'all had a good day. How is everybody doing, y'all? Everybody good, I hope. You guys ready to get into this? I am if you are. Let's get ready and rock and roll, baby.
Alright, motherfucker, listen up. This is for the fucking homies steady giving no fucks. If you wanna join the party, put your middle fingers up. And when the music fucking hits, you better jump.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another unhinged podcast where we go unhinged. We get unhinged for the whole time we're up here. How y'all doing? We know we don't do anything by the book up here. We don't have no format or anything that we care about. So how are you guys doing? Everything is fixed on my end. I got sound. I got everything I need over here. How y'all doing this evening? What's good, Hank? Stacy, how are you? Christy, what's up, Christy? Hello, Miss January. How are you? Oh, boy. Oh. Yeah, we're all good. Hope y'all had a great day, y'all. I hope y'all are good. How is everybody? Everybody good? I hope so. We got Miss January. We got Brandy right behind her. Twisterella twisting up the funk. What's up, Twisterella? Hello, Angela Sparks. What's up, pretty bird? How are you? Pretty bird. Sassy. Hello there, Sassy. Wake up. I'm waking up. I'm up. I've been up for good time. What's up? What's up, y'all? Tracy. What's up, Tracy? Hello, Earth. How are you, baby doll? Shout out to Amy in the chat. Hello, Amy. Make a man. Make a man. Make a man. Oh, well, huh? Let's see here. All right, we're good. What's up, Twisted 10? How are you, bro? Good seeing you. Deborah. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Deborah. Bambi. What's up, Bambi? Are we at the bottom already? The 31 people in here? Hit that like button for me real quick. I'm going to bring up the content that we're about to react to. This is some stuff that we could talk about on this one, y'all. Let me put y'all's chats up here. That way everybody can see who's in here. Everybody. Let's see here. Where's the one at? All right. This is going to kick off from what was talked about here, what we were talking about yesterday with Mr. Tommaso. Where's Mr. Tommaso at? What's up, Florida? Where's Mr. Tommaso at, I wonder? You wonder yourself? I do too. I think he's the prime suspect, if you ask me. I do. And so does this fella right here.
Okay. Let me actually read you what the sheriff has said. On Sunday, he spoke to the Daily Mail and said, nobody, this is a quote, nobody has been cleared as suspects. On Monday, he issued a press release saying the family, quote, has been cleared as possible suspects.
Okay. Would Tommaso be considered family? He's only married in, right?
On February 16th, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nano stood in front of cameras and said, and I am quoting him directly, the Guthrie family has been cleared as possible suspects. Cleared. Done. Move on.
Nope.
Except 11 days later, the car that Tommaso Cioni used to drive Nancy Guthrie home on the last night she was ever seen alive is still sitting in a forensic evidence lot.
Wonder why that is. Wonder why that is. Still there, y'all.
If he's cleared, why do they still have his car? And that's not even the part that kept me up last night. Because while the sheriff was saying cleared, someone else was saying something very different. She hasn't stopped saying it. The last ride home, January 31st, 2026, a Saturday night. Nancy Guthrie, 84 years old, sharp, independent, living alone in the Catalina Foothills neighborhood just outside Tucson, Arizona, has dinner with her
Look at all that media,
eldest
man.
daughter, Annie, and Annie's husband, Tommaso Cioni. Nancy didn't drive to dinner. She took an Uber. After dinner, Tommaso drives her home.
Why would she take an Uber? That's weird. That's the biggest red flag there. Why would she take an Uber? And then just let him drive her home? That is weird.
Daughter Annie and Annie's husband Tommaso Cioni. Nancy didn't drive to dinner. She took an Uber. After
Okay, so she took an Uber. Nancy took an Uber to dinner.
dinner, Tommaso drives
And Tommaso drove her home. Okay.
her home. According to the Pima County Sheriff, Cioni waited until Nancy was safely inside before leaving. The garage door closed at 9:50 p.m. That is the last confirmed moment anyone can place Nancy Guthrie in the living world. Then, nothing.
Man. He's got to be suspect number one. She probably had wanted something to drink. Maybe. Because she does have her own car. It's still sitting in the garage. It's still sitting right in the garage.
Hours. Nothing. At 1:47 a.m. on February 1st, Nancy's Google Nest doorbell camera disconnects. 25 minutes later, the camera detects motion, but because the Nest account didn't have an active subscription, no video was saved in real time. Her pacemaker app showed a disconnection from her phone at 2:28 a.m. At 11 a.m. on Sunday, February 1st, Nancy doesn't show up to watch a
And she looks old there, y'all. She looks old there. She looks old there, y'all. Hello, Jekyll. She looks old.
church live stream with a friend, something she did every week. Her family is called. They go to check on her. They arrive around noon. They find her car, her phone, her wallet, her hearing aid, her medication, everything she needs to survive left behind. But no Nancy. The Pima County Sheriff's Department is called at approximately noon. Officers arrive at 12:15 p.m. Within hours, what began as a welfare check becomes something far darker. A crime scene, a criminal investigation, and then kidnapping. Investigators found blood at the entrance to her home, confirmed to be Nancy's. Personal items were left behind in a way that said clearly she did not walk out of that house on her own. And the last person confirmed to have seen Nancy Guthrie alive, Tommaso Cioni, Day 3, Banfield drops the bomb. February 3rd, day 3 of the investigation. The body is still warm. Metaphorically speaking, the case is barely 48 hours old as a criminal matter, and Ashley Banfield is already going nuclear. Banfield, veteran television journalist, former CNN and News Nation anchor, goes on her podcast, Drop Dead Serious, and she says something that stops the true crime internet in its tracks.
Said, no one's been cleared. Everyone's a suspect. So it is not inappropriate to start where all law enforcement starts, which is with the family, and work out. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, this is AI, but it's put together well. He's got a few of them that are pretty damn good. These are going to make you wonder.
You would
right
be doing
here.
that even if your law enforcement source had
Lisa.
not said that the brother-in-law may be the prime suspect. It's not inappropriate to ask questions about the family. It's actually imperative. So
Exactly.
Here's what the sheriff said. Let's listen to SOT 19B.
Nobody's eliminated, but we just really don't have enough to say, this is our suspect, this is our guy, we know, or our gal. We just don't know that. And it's
Or
really
gal.
kind of reckless to report that someone is a suspect when they could very well be a victim. It just, I bring to you, to the media, I plead with you to be careful of what it is.
This guy can't even speak. He's flustered. Yeah, he's flustered, y'all. So let me start this over. He is flustered. He can't get out simple words. That's odd.
19B.
Nobody's eliminated, but we just really don't have enough to say, this is our suspect, this is our guy, we know, or our gal. We just don't know that. And it's really kind of reckless to report that someone is a suspect when they could very well be a victim. It just...
So they're not ruling out that it could be Tommaso Cioni.
I bring to you, to the media, I plead with you to be careful of what it is we...
He can't even get his sentences out. Who elected this guy? I heard that the election that he was in was so close that they demanded a recount. He barely won. Think the Phoenix police shot someone last night?
put out
Jesus.
there, because
Yeah, Phoenix
we
is a
don't
big city.
have anybody here listed as a suspect, and you could actually be doing some damage to the case, but you can do some damage to that individual too. This is social media is kind of an ugly world sometimes.
Okay, so Ashley, are you standing
Yeah.
by your exclusive reporting broken 2 days ago now that
Three
a
things.
top
I
law
think we're at
enforcement
three.
official who,
Yeah, real early
That's
on.
three, okay, who's an impeccable source, told you that Tommaso Cioni, who is married to Annie Guthrie, Savannah's sister, may be the prime suspect in this
At
case,
this
and
time.
that
At this
the
time.
at
Yes.
this time, and that the car that was towed and impounded was Annie Guthrie's car.
Yeah, the word that was used was towed and taken into evidence. I noticed that
I mean, at this point, what other person is a suspect? I mean, at this point, what other person is there that could have done this? Tell me. I like Ashley too. I'm a real easy guy. I like Ashley. She's the one that kind of helped break this case. She's been all over it since the very beginning. She's been all over it since the very beginning.
that was actually confirmed yesterday. Car was towed and is being processed as per warrant. That was said by the
Sort
sheriff.
of. He
She claims and I'm quoting her, highly regarded law enforcement source with direct knowledge of this investigation told her that Tommaso Cioni might be a prime suspect. Not
Where is he? Uber driver, but the Uber driver only took her there. But he also knows she probably lived alone because he picked her up probably from home all alone. What's that Uber driver look like? Has it been released?
a person of interest, prime suspect. On day 3, Banfield also revealed that law enforcement had towed Annie Ann Tommaso's vehicle, a dark Honda SUV, and impounded it for processing.
The car The car that was at the home, it's just standard investigative practices. It's part of the search warrant scene, court orders. We pull it out of there and do our scene processing with the vehicle.
Then why
The
is
sheriff's
it back?
response.
Why isn't it back yet? They've given up the house, but not the car. You feel like her job had something to do with this? She was starting to interview Epstein victims, the people that have survived it and that are victims. She had already done 2, didn't she? I mean, that could be it too. They want this Epstein shit covered up fast. Savannah also feels like it is connected to her and her public figure. Well, it does definitely if they're asking for fucking $6 million or $9 million. They know that she's got money then.
We have
I mean, but why would somebody be searching where Nancy lives? Who in the world would search? Would you wake up tomorrow and wonder where Nancy lived? I wouldn't. I didn't wake up yesterday wondering how much Savannah Guthrie's net worth was, but I looked now. But why would people do this? Why would anyone search how much Savannah's worth, how much Nancy's worth, and Nancy being home alone, like where she lives? Somebody searched where she lived. Can't we trace that back? Can't they trace it back to who searched what IP, what MAC address, what you think it's someone getting back?
not identified a suspect or person of interest in this case. Notice what that statement does not say. It does not say Ashley Banfield's reporting is false. It does not say Sione has been cleared. It does not say the car was impounded for routine reasons unrelated to Sione. It says we have not named a suspect. That is not the same thing as we have no suspects. The home search, February 7th, Day 7 of the investigation. Pima County Sheriff's deputies show up at Annie and Tommaso's home. They stay for nearly 3 hours. Photographers stationed outside capture deputies leaving the house carrying what former CIA and FBI Special Agent Tracy Walder, Speaking to People magazine, described as evidence processing tools, including a white case and a brown bag consistent with evidence collection. According to NBC News, the search was consented, meaning Annie and Tommaso gave investigators permission to enter without a warrant. Law enforcement framed it as routine in missing persons cases. The family called it cooperation. The internet called it something else. Because this search happened 4 days after Banfield named Sione on air, and routine feels like a strange word for arriving with evidence bags, conducting a 3-hour search, and photographing the inside of someone's home. Banfield doubles down. Now, here's the part that most people glossed over when the sheriff announced the family was cleared on February.
Let me put a heart on that. Let me heart that, showing me some love. I appreciate you, Brooks. Thank you, darling. If anybody else wants to show some love, you can always do so by pulling up to our PayPal, Cash App, and or Super Chat. We also have a Venmo and a Chime, or you could just become a member, or you could just do me a huge favor and hit that like button. Share the live. That's all you need to do for me.
16th. Banfield was asked about her reporting afterward. And per Media 8, she said, and this is the quote that matters, that her source every day since that original report.
Right now, 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 right now.
Make 'em mad. Make 'em mad. Make 'em mad. That's true, Texas Yvette. But you never know. He could have went back to the same place and looked. Went and got nosy. But I'm sure that would have been on the camera, but they can't get all the camera footage. Something's up.
Report had stood by the reporting. Her source had not recanted, had not said
you,
I
bro.
was wrong, had not walked anything back. Her source inside law enforcement still considered Sione a prime suspect after the family was cleared, after the sheriff told America to stop pointing fingers, after all of it. Now look, I am not saying Banfield's source is right. Sources are wrong. Sources have agendas. Sources misread situations. But what I am saying is this: a source inside the investigation with direct knowledge of what investigators were seeing, that source did not change their mind when the sheriff changed his public posture. That is a contradiction worth sitting with. Megyn Kelly weighs in, and then Megyn Kelly gets involved. Kelly, former Fox News anchor, attorney, host of one of the highest rated podcasts in the country, goes on her Sirius XM show and says what a lot of people are already thinking but won't say out loud. Her take: it would be, quote, inappropriate not to scrutinize the last person to see Nancy alive, full stop. And then she says the line that lit the internet on fire, paraphrasing from her show. The reason investigators keep going back to Annie and Tommaso's house, she believes, is because they're wondering whether the couple had anything to do with it. And she says she doesn't understand why law enforcement would keep interviewing the same neighbors over and over unless they were building towards something. Two major journalists, two significant media platforms, both independently pointing at the same person, both saying it publicly, and a sheriff who is saying the exact opposite. Someone has it wrong. The car, February 26th, day 27 of the search for Nancy Guthrie.
What's up? What's up? How
Crime
you doing?
journalist Brianna Whitney reports something that a lot of mainstream outlets were not leading with. The vehicle that Tommaso Cioni used to drive Nancy Guthrie home on the last night she was ever seen, that car is still under forensic investigation, not returned, not cleared, along with its owners still in the evidence lot. The Pima County Sheriff's Department's response when pressed: all we can say at this time, the vehicle is still part of the investigation.
If there is any blood in there whatsoever, they're going to find it. I'm telling you, they're going to find it. They still are holding her car. It has not been released. It's funny that the house has been released, but not that car. So you can give the whole crime scene back, but not that car? Something's going on, bro. Something don't smell right. Something smells a little fishy. And you have to believe that they have something, because they really haven't been on like searches. They're not caring about anybody searching. Hello, Bubbles. And they haven't given much information to the public, really. Yeah, what if the car is the crime scene? That's why they're keeping it, maybe. So many rumors going around the internet. I read that Annie still had power of attorney. It was signed over to her when Nancy had a surgery. Yep, I heard that too. I don't know where he's at, Twisted. Where, I don't know. I haven't seen him. Nobody has seen him. And that's weird. That is weird. If there is any blood in that car, he's fucked. I just hope they get the person that did this. I don't want a patsy. I don't want a fucking shoe fall. I don't want a fucking any of that. I don't want a fall guy. I want the guy who did this. Because whoever did this is evil as shit, y'all. And he's still walking the planet. He could just easily do this to your mom, your grandmother. That's freaky. Annie's car should have been completed by now if they found nothing. I think so. They should have had that car back a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
family has been cleared, but the car hasn't. Now, investigators will tell you there are completely innocent explanations for this. The car could be in evidence because the suspect placed something on or near it. The car could be in evidence because investigators want to be absolutely thorough. The car could be in evidence because bureaucratic processing takes time. But here is the question no one in an official capacity will answer. If Sione had nothing to do with this, if he's a victim and not a suspect, if the family is cleared, what is there left to process? What are they still looking for? The
Yeah.
power of attorney. In May of 2025, 8 months before Nancy Guthrie disappeared, Tommaso Cioni signed a durable power of attorney document naming his wife Annie as his agent for property. And
He did. He signed the power of attorney. Holy shit. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's up, Sheila? They didn't have a Range Rover. I don't know about you talking about the Range Rover that Luke guy had. I don't know about that one. I'm not sure about that one either. Tommaso signed the power of attorney. Holy moly, dude. Not good, man. Not good. I haven't heard they released it either.
financial matters. The document surfaced on social media. The internet went to work. Independent investigator and citizen journalist St. James Hartline weighed in with three possible explanations: that Sione was concerned about his mental state, that he was planning to leave the country, or that he was anticipating some kind of court intervention over real estate matters. Legal experts were quick to push back, and their pushback is legitimate. Power of attorney for property is genuinely routine in real estate transactions, particularly mortgage closings where one party can't appear in person. Here is what I will say. On its own, this document means essentially nothing, but context is not nothing. And the context is a document that gave Annie control over Tommaso's affairs was signed 8 months before Tommaso became the most scrutinized private individual in America.
It was over him. Maybe he did that just in case he got caught. Think about that one. Think about that one. Maybe he signed all his shit to Annie, but why would he do that? You think it was a woman? A lot of people do.
Make of that what you will, but treat it as exactly what it is: unverified, legally mundane, and deeply interesting in the wrong context.
Yeah, he gave it all to Annie. Why would you? I don't know what that would mean. They said maybe he's planning to leave the country for a while. That way she can handle his affairs. That's the only thing I can think of. That's all I can think of, right? I mean, maybe he's going across seas and he ain't going to be home for a minute, and she can handle all of his stuff without no worries. I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt. And he is out of the country, I do believe. He has left the country.
There is another name that became impossible to avoid in the first 3 weeks of this case: Dominic Evans. Evans is a bass guitarist and member of a Tucson band called Early Black, the same band Tommaso Cioni plays in. And when the FBI released surveillance footage of the masked suspect and described him as approximately 5'9" to 5'10" with an average build, the internet immediately started pattern matching. Evans fits that physical description.
What are they covering up? I wonder what this photo was taken. When was this photo taken? Is this an old photo? Because if this is a new photo, you wouldn't care about having your picture on there. They got you all over the damn news anyways. You wouldn't be worried about that. This must be an old picture, maybe. Pretty early on. Okay. If it's a new one, I don't know why they're covering their faces. That's stupid.
Some online investigators compared what appeared to be a marking on the suspect's wrist to tattoos visible on Evans in public photos. His past, including a prior burglary charge, surfaced online within days. Evans spoke to the New York Times.
See, I'm not going to get behind condemning him because he has prior charges. I'm not. Because I'm a person I've got prior charges, but I changed my life. And I think anybody can. So I'm not coming at him for his prior charges because I think anybody can change their life as long as they want to. And who knows, maybe he has.
He said, and I'm paraphrasing, that he felt like someone had taken his name. He and his wife described being effectively trapped in their home, lights off, their teenage son told not to come home while people gathered outside through the night. Sheriff Nanos responded to the Evans speculation directly. He said Evans should be consulting attorneys and considering legal action against anyone who named him publicly without evidence.
Look at all these people. What's up, Rinsky? Heart. How you doing, baby? What's up, Rinsky? With the $15 dono. That's that. Oh, you already know, baby. Miss you too, bro. Miss you too, love. You already know. Me and Rinsky. Holy shit.
Right now, 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 right now.
Dang, we're over here beating, y'all. This shit gets loud. Wow. What's up, everybody?
But here is the sentence that matters. Nano said the family was cleared. He specified Annie. He specified Tommaso. He did not, and I want to be precise here, he did not say Dominic Evans has been cleared. Evans has not been charged. Evans has not been arrested. Evans has not been officially named a suspect or person of interest. And I am not suggesting he is any of those things. What I am saying is his name exists in the public record of this case in a way that cleared does not yet apply to. And that is
But if he left blood, wouldn't they be able to find him? Because they have blood from there, right? They're saying it's from an unknown male, then, or they have DNA from somebody, wouldn't it register back to him? Because he's went to prison before. And I think no matter what, if you catch a felony, they swab you now. If you're convicted of a felony, let me put it that way. I'm pretty sure they do. Has anybody in my chat been arrested recently on a felony? Because back when I was arrested on felony, they took blood. They took a whole tube of blood from me. They still do every felony? Okay. I thought so.
distinction worth noting. What cleared actually means, let's stop and talk about the word cleared. In law enforcement, clearing someone as a suspect typically means one of a few things: a verified alibi that checks out against physical evidence, DNA exclusion, meaning their DNA does not match the biological material found at the scene, phone records or digital data that is fully consistent with their stated account, or a polygraph examination.
Yeah, that was the way they got my DNA back then, was to take blood. They didn't do the swabbing and all that. Nope. They went in there and took your blood. Absolutely. They got better ways of doing it now. This was back in 2000. What? JR is on the ground? Nancy's got a Fed swarm. He's going to order pizzas. Yep, they took your blood. For sure. I remember it clearly. First trip to prison. Definitely took my blood.
Sheriff Nanos did not tell us which of these applies. He issued a statement. He did not hold a press conference to walk through the evidence that cleared the family. He did not say, here is Tommaso's phone record placing him at home at 2 a.m. He did not say the DNA from the scene definitively excludes Cioni. He did not say we have Tommaso on camera elsewhere. He said cleared, and he called it cruel to suggest otherwise. Both things can be simultaneously true. The family can genuinely be cleared, meaning investigators have good reason to look elsewhere. And we can still not fully understand what that clearance is based on, because law enforcement doesn't owe us the explanation. But the absence of an explanation is not the same thing as transparency. And a car still sitting in a forensic lab is not consistent with a family that has been fully cleared and moved on from. The uncomfortable questions. There is a set of questions that the internet keeps asking, and the reason they won't go away is not because the internet is bloodthirsty. It's because no official answer has been provided. Who knew Nancy's routine well enough to know she'd be home alone on a Saturday night? Who knew her address? The same address that appears in Google Trends data as having been searched for in the Tucson area as far back as June of 2025.
Damn. Why would somebody be searching her house, bro? Hello, Freddie. Why would anybody be searching her house on the internet, chat? Like, literally, why would anybody? I didn't even know who Nancy Guthrie was before this. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. I don't know who this woman is. I don't. It's crazy.
7 months before she disappeared, who knew that the doorbell camera didn't have cloud recording active? Who had access to the inside of that house? Who lives approximately 4 miles away? Who was the last person to walk through that front door before the masked man arrived? These questions don't prove anything. They don't establish guilt. They don't even point definitively to any one person. But they are the questions any serious investigator would need to answer. And
I didn't even know who like Savannah Guthrie was. Like, I know she was on the Today Show, but I didn't know anything else about her. Let's listen to Sheila real quick. Okay, just maybe. She's screaming it. Maybe. Okay. They said the lab is having issues with separating the DNA, right? Okay, this is a top-notch lab. I don't believe it. Tommaso hasn't been seen or heard from. Nope. That is so weird. I bet he could be prime suspect and they're not saying it just so he comes back. Right? Because if they put on a manhunt right now for Tommaso, what's the chances of him coming back ever? Slim to none. What's up, Freddie? Thank you for helping move that goal, sweetheart. You already know Big Freddie. That's my home girl in my Crip Mac voice. My home girl.
Right now, 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 right now.
I mean, it makes sense. You don't want to ring the alarm. Betty lawyered up. These people probably keep lawyers. If you're rich, I would keep one in my back pocket. I would, just for anything. I'd have my retainer on deck. On hood. For real, though. Like, this dude can very well be a suspect, and they're just waiting for him to get back home. Because they probably need to retrieve some DNA from him. Yeah, mixed DNA just means two different people in there. They can break down the structure. They'll end up getting it, but I don't know why he didn't send it to Quantico. And them running the media off. I think they ran the media off because they were planning to release the house. And they just don't want media still there. Because now people can actually come there and live. I don't know who's going to. But I couldn't live there, not without armed security. You know what I mean? Armed security.
Cleared doesn't answer them. Cleared just says, we've satisfied ourselves that this person didn't do it. And then the car says, we're still not done. The case for the other side, but I want to be honest with you because I think the counter argument is actually pretty strong and you deserve to hear it. Here is what we know that pushes hard against family involvement: the DNA. Investigators confirmed that biological material recovered from the crime scene.
Oh, Tommaso's never been arrested. Remember, he's like a professor. He teaches like science. We don't know. I don't know where Tommaso is. Let me see. Where is Tommaso? Where is Tommaso Cioni? Based on public search results, Tommaso Cioni, the individual private profile, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. I'm not spelling it right. There it is. Tommaso Cioni is currently in. No, he ain't. He's actively involved in cooperating with authorities regarding the disappearance of his mother-in-law. That don't say shit. Hold on. 20 minutes ago in Arizona, Tommaso was confirmed as and they don't say shit. I'm trying to look at a story, but they want me to click and watch videos and all kinds of dumb shit. And I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Both from the gloves found 2 miles from Nancy's home and from
Apparently, he might
inside
be
the
there.
residence itself belongs to an unknown male, a male whose DNA does not match anyone in the national FBI database.
But that doesn't matter. That could still be somebody that comes and goes, right? That could be somebody that comes and goes that just hasn't crossed paths over there yet. You know what I mean? Might be somebody that comes and goes less frequently than the full man, or less frequently than the cousin or cousin-in-law or whatever. But this son of a bitch is still walking our planet, and he could do this to anyone else.
And critically, a male whose DNA does not match anyone in the Guthrie family. If Tommaso Cioni had committed this crime, his DNA would likely be at that scene. And the first thing law enforcement would have done, is compare his DNA to the biological material. If it matched, he would have been arrested. He hasn't been. The Google Trends data showing address searches starting 7 months before the kidnapping, that's actually a point against a family member. 7 months of...
Yeah, the family wouldn't be searching for where she lives, would they?
Planning for someone who already had access to the house, who already knew the address. That's an enormous amount of advanced preparation for someone with inside access. The family has cooperated fully. The family offered $1 million for information leading to Nancy's recovery. Savannah stepped away from planned Olympic coverage to be present. These are not the behaviors of a family running a cover-up. And
I don't think Savannah has anything to do with it. I don't. I'll make that clear. I don't think Savannah has anything to do with it.
Sheer coordination required. Cioni, possibly an accomplice, ransom notes sent to multiple media outlets, a public performance of grief maintained for 4 weeks now. That strains credibility. These things happen, but they require a level of sustained deception that most humans under this level of scrutiny can't maintain. The most honest thing I can say is this.
Yeah, really? Why do they do that? So they don't get ripped off? It shows hers out back. Her air unit
The
was out back.
evidence that points toward family involvement is circumstantial and speculative. The evidence that points away from family involvement, particularly the DNA, is forensic.
Well, I mean, because apparently the old cameras weren't working. So now they got safe lock in that bitch. I mean, you wouldn't you, Sheila? If the house was left to you, that would be the first thing I would do. I was like, okay, let's go in there and put a real system in there. One that's got the fucking monitors for you. One that you can go in, make it a fucking little cabinet for your security. Safe lock can do it up. What's up, Earth? How you doing, baby?
Forensic and concrete. That asymmetry matters. Where does that leave us? So where does that leave us? Two journalists say Sione was the prime suspect. The sheriff says cleared. A source inside the investigation says it hasn't changed their thinking. The car says the investigation isn't done. The DNA says someone else was in that house. The questions say the case is still wide open. Nancy Guthrie is 84 years old. She has limited mobility. She cannot go more than 24 hours without her medication. We are now 27 days past the last night anyone saw her. The FBI has genetic genealogy running on partial DNA from inside the home. Investigators are processing Walmart's backpack sales records for all.
Yeah, I don't even know why they let Nancy live there alone. I don't understand it. If that was my mama, I would have had somebody there, or I would have moved her into my home where there's somebody always there. Because she's a busy woman. Savannah's probably busy as hell. She's probably doing all kinds of stuff. But why not move her into your home? That way you know someone's there, a cook's there. You know Savannah's got her own cook. Like somebody's there with you. I would have moved my mama in, dude. 84? Yeah, that would have come in around 80. Or as soon as she wasn't able to be very mobile anymore. I would have moved my mama in. Come on, Mom. You got to come with us. I mean, at least with somebody around you. You know, that helps a lot. But shit, there's no way I would go live at that house. No way, Jose. You can put the most top-notch camera system in there if you want. You're going to have to give me an armed guard, or I will not fall asleep. I wouldn't fall asleep. JLR said that was probably his last day of streaming in front of Nancy Guthrie's home, which is a smart move. Give them people their privacy. If the house is now given back to the family, I say go set up shop at the fucking police department. That's what I say. Put the media out front of the police department. That way we force them to stay on this shit. They're going to want to try to let this go cold, I guarantee
Arizona. They are canvassing gun shops with the doorbell footage. They have tens of thousands of tips and a $100,000 federal reward on the table. The investigation is still active. The car is still in evidence, and Nancy Guthrie is still missing. Maybe the answer is inside a family member. The DNA says probably not. Maybe the answer is a complete stranger, someone who researched this family methodically, tracked Nancy's movements, and executed a kidnapping with enough precision to avoid leaving a matchable biological trace. Or
I think the way the video of the guy walking, I think that's a dead giveaway. I mean, look how he walks. I know somebody knows they got a friend that walks that way, right? I know it. That has to be a dead giveaway. You walk up all lurchy, got your arms forward, you're slouched over. He didn't have no good posture. You got to stand upright, sir, as a man, chest out, boots to the ground, defiant as fuck. That's right. Chest up, chin high, boots to the ground, defiant as fuck. You already know. You already know. You already know. I'm telling y'all.
At least I'm out here making money, nigga. That's the issue with you. You're not fucking business smart. I tried showing you business smart, but you don't want to fucking do it.
Damn, you better find that Bose earbud, buddy. They don't have tracking on it where you can find it.
Maybe, and this is the possibility that keeps investigators going back to that house, maybe the answer is someone who isn't family, but isn't a stranger either. Someone who knew enough to get in. Someone who knew the camera's blind spot. Someone who knew the address before they were supposed to. Someone in the orbit of the family, close enough to have the knowledge and far enough to have escaped the clearance. We don't.
People, this dude does some good AI, man. JLR's on a vacation right now, y'all. I would show it, but he's on vacation. He's up in the mountains on vacation. Can we take a moment and say prayers for my friend's son? He's in the Air Force. Let's do that. Let's take a moment for your friend's son. Let's take a moment for Earth Angel's puppy. She's going through it with her puppy right now, and all the prayers needed for her. All the prayers needed for your son's friend. Your friend's son, sorry. Everybody take a moment, y'all.
Don't know. Tens of thousands of tips. They've deployed helicopters. They've sent cadaver dogs into the Sonoran Desert. They've used Bluetooth signal detection equipment trying to ping the pacemaker beating inside an 84-year-old woman's chest. They've crossed into Mexico. They've canvassed every house in the neighborhood. They've run DNA through the FBI's national database, 19 million profiles. And they've sent forensic samples to a private lab using the same genetic genealogy technology that caught the Golden State Killer. After all of that, they still don't have a name. Not one, but someone does, and it's not the FBI. Retired FBI criminal profiler Jim Fitzgerald, the man who helped crack the Unabomber case, sat down with investigative journalist Brian Enton and told...
Boy, you know how long it took the Unabomber, y'all? If that takes that long for this case, it's so sad. It's so sad. It feels like this is going to go cold, especially with the police not talking like they should be.
The world exactly who he believes took Nancy Guthrie, and what he said doesn't just change this case. It explains everything about it that hasn't made sense from the beginning. Who is Jim Fitzgerald? Before you hear what Fitzgerald said about Nancy Guthrie.
Shout out to Brooks and Gardens, man. Are we moving that goal? Moving that goal. Moving that goal. Appreciate you, love. You already know. Right now. I fear it is going cold. At the same time, it's only been 28 days. There is still a lot of reason to hope. I'm not hoping. I'm still hoping that she's alive. But I don't know how you can go without that medication for that long. I don't. Especially if your body's going to, like, she's going to have withdrawals from that medicine. And God forbid if she was on pain pills. God forbid if she had to live on pain medication. She probably doesn't have that. That's enough to kill her. Going through fucking pain medication withdrawal would kill her. And I don't know if she was on pain meds, but usually at 84 years old, you're probably on some pain medication. I'm just saying that because I'm pretty sure every 84-year-old that's had problems walking, probably on some pain meds. That's how some of these spitfire old people be living so long. They be on them pain meds. They get hyped up.
You need to understand why it matters more than anything else you've heard in this investigation. Jim Fitzgerald.
I mean, I know everybody talks about withdrawals just from like pain meds or Xanax and stuff, but that's not the truth. That's not the truth at all. Whatever your body is taking in on a daily basis, especially medications, if one day comes up that you don't have it, it's going to start acting weird. Your body's going to be like, what the fuck? And then the second day, it's going to be all hell. Your body's not even going to understand how to function because it usually has a certain medication that's reacting to the brain to do certain things for our body. And she ain't had her meds. They tend to reduce it. Well, my mom's was fucking, well, she had cancer too. I'm sorry. Every time my mom went to the doctor, they upped her meds. Every single time. Yep. They started her out really low. They gave her like 10 milligram oxycodone. And then they gave her like a long lasting oxycodone for all the pain. And she gave her like 10s for the breakthrough pain. But yeah, she was up to like 60 milligrams and then a whole bunch of strong fucking medication. I don't remember it all. But she was dying of cancer, so, they probably did hype her up. Shout out to Earth Angel, man. Thank you for everything. Love you too, and Karma. Aw. Karma's over there sleeping. He's sleeping all day, y'all. All day. Thank you, Earth. Handle your business, baby. We be here. Handle your shit with your puppy, baby. We got your back, girl.
Right now, 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 right now.
Damn. I ain't used Uber in so long, they're threatening to cancel my account. I don't care. Cancel, motherfucker. Just make a new one if I need it. Yeah, meds have to be adjusted, all that stuff. I'm sure she was on, no matter what you take, if she was on a sleeping medication and she comes off of that, she won't sleep. If she's on a blood thinner, now her blood's starting to become thicker. If she's on high blood pressure medicine, now she's got high blood pressure. If she's on fucking anything else, you get what I'm saying. Shout out to your son. Your system turns into molasses. Meds take so much longer to run its course.
Yep. Not a former agent doing the podcast circuit for attention. He is not a retired detective giving hot takes on cable news. This is the man who was instrumental in one of the most complex criminal profiling operations in FBI history, the hunt for Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. For those unfamiliar, the Unabomber operated for 17 years. He mailed and planted bombs that killed 3 people and injured 23 others across 2 decades. The FBI had almost nothing to go on. A profile built from fragments of writing and behavior matched against a population of millions. Jim Fitzgerald was part of the behavioral analysis unit team that broke it. He analyzed the Unabomber's manifesto, the writing itself, the phrasing, the sentence structure, and
Yeah, but
concluded.
Dummy made a manifesto. Who does that? Like, you want to get caught playing with the fucking law like that. I mean, he kept playing with them. He was toying with them, sending them letters and shit.
This man was an academic, an intellectual, someone whose language came from a very specific educational world. That profile eventually contributed to the identification of Ted Kaczynski after his own brother recognized the writing and called the FBI.
I was on a blood pressure medication a long time ago. Now I don't take nothing. I'm med free. I'm not taking shit. I'm done with my antibiotic. I'm trying to go back to work Monday. I'm trying to push it up a week. I hit my boss up, but she probably won't hit me up because it's weekend. She'll be like, fuck you. I'll hit you up on Monday.
Fitzgerald spent decades in the behavioral analysis unit after that. He profiled kidnappers, serial killers, sexual predators. He built models for how these people think before a crime and, critically, how they behave after. So when Brian Enton, one of the most credentialed journalists covering this case, sat down with Fitzgerald and asked him about Nancy Guthrie, this wasn't speculation. This was a professional profiler applying the same methodology he used on the Unabomber to the behavioral evidence in an active kidnapping.
When we do these types of behavioral characteristics, it's not really a profile, we say. It's what we break it down as to pre-offense behavior, post-offense behavior. And what I tell people in this case, look at the video, look at the size, the shape, clothing, all the things we discussed already, and then take in these characteristics, which are proven over time. And we've had a very good percentage rate with, going back 25 years, John Douglas and Bob Ressler and people like that before I was in the unit. And these are what these people do. We've interviewed serial offenders in prison, and we know this is how they behave. And we've interviewed them afterwards, even other during interviews and interrogations when they're first arrested, and they gave us this stuff. So let's start with pre-offense behavior. Now, the kidnapping was the early morning of Sunday morning, February 2nd. So this is going to be the week before, but again, it could be extended longer, shorter. If you've lived with someone, a neighbor, a son, a colleague, coworker, whatever category, here are some features you're going to see about this person before the crime. Unusually distracted and aloof. Inordinately busy, but for unclear reasons. Self-absorbed. More internet time than usual. And if you happen to see some of the things he's looked up, they would be unusual factors. Maybe about Savannah Guthrie, maybe about kidnappings, etc. Purchases of odd materials, and we've seen the video, we know what some of those are. Perhaps financial issues, real or imagined, but again, I'm not sure this is a for-profit motivation here, so just keep that as a possibility. He would possess some sort of a abduction kit, and I put that in quotation marks in my notes, much like the backpack scene in the video.
This guy had to have, what he's saying is kind of in a nutshell, this guy had to get ready. Like, if this was a planned kidnapping, there's a planning to this. So, like, family members, friends, acquaintances, whoever seen this person start to act different. Because there was some planning that went on in this, for sure.
Again, serial rapists have rape kits. Serial killers have kill kits. This would be an abduction kit. And you can imagine some of the common sense things in there. But, you wouldn't just see a person carrying a bag with these kind of things in it every day. And they would include, it could be in a box, in a bowling bag. I think BTK, Dennis Rader had it in some sort of a bowling bag, all these types of items. But obviously tape of different varieties, duct tape, electrical tape, masks, restraints of some sort, rope, wire, tools, that small flashlight, which is sort of distinctive, the bite light, I think they call it, and other items related to that. And lastly, again, pre-offense behavior. If you know maybe a little bit better than maybe others would, he's obsessed with one or more female celebrities and or high-profile women. So, of course, one of them would be Savannah Guthrie, but sometimes if there's any kind of a stalk.
Maybe there's a stalker thing going on. A lot of people think this has to do with Nancy or Savannah because she did start interviewing Epstein victims, and maybe they don't want her to do it no more. And if they take her mom, then she ain't going to be doing it. That's creepy, man.
Element to this.
That means
you could
our
have
world
other
is
women out there
being
that he
ran
was
like
fascinated or obsessed upon, and
creepos.
for some reason, because maybe Savannah Guthrie herself wasn't available, her mother was, and he has a familiarity with the Tucson, Arizona area. Broke this post-offense behavior into two parts, and one of it's pre-video release. So again, after the abduction, but like that first week before the video came out, and then after the video. So, so this is the
Did Earth? I called you out, baby. You wasn't in here. Oh, you dipped out and missed the call out, huh? I know, Earth. You wasn't in here. You missed it. I call you out, baby.
Post-offense behavior after the abduction, but before the video came out. And it's basically just a few bullet points here, but altered behavioral activity, especially the weekend of January 30th through February 1st. After that, this person's schedule is modified. He's more often in one place or less often in one place. Missing work, missing family functions, odd late night hours, out of town, or claims to be for unclear reasons, and perhaps driving a rental car, but for no apparent reason. Obviously, observe.
Yeah, I mean, she did interview two of them, I believe. Yeah, the Epstein rabbit hole, I just hate it. I was going to start covering the Epstein thing, but there are just so many never knows, or I don't trust it, or fake. Like, there's just so much to that. Like, I started to really dive into it, and it's like, how am I supposed to bring people truth or good theories with all this shit being so fake and different? Like, I don't get it. Don't do it. Yeah, I ain't. Yeah, there's so much. It's some of it real, some of it fake. You might get one document that's already made by somebody else. You know, I'm not going to take myself down that fucking rabbit hole. Nope. I'm not covering Epstein. He's a fucking child predator.
Mental strain, sleep disruption, potential for increased substance use, alcohol or drugs, over-explaining whereabouts or created unsolicited alibis, hypervigilance toward police presence, cleaning vehicle interior or interiors repeatedly, disposing of bags, gloves, or clothing, deep cleaning of residence garage, burning or discarding digital devices, storage, media. So again, all the serial offenders we've talked to over the years, at least some of these categories are what they engage after they commit a crime, especially one that goes high profile and is and there's a lot of media coverage. And let me just swing right into the post-offense behavior after the video was released. So take into account everything I've already mentioned, but now I don't think he suspected this, whether he had inside information somehow, some way that the Nest camera did not have a subscription. This may have thrown off, his thought process a bit.
I don't know if he knew that or not, because why would he take it if he thought that it didn't have a subscription? Right? Why would you take it? I don't know if he knew that or not.
So now the video comes out, pretty clear of what he's wearing anyway, and he becomes even more frenetic, nervous, unstable, highly irritable, moving around physically, and even much more so than the past week. Possibly changes appearance, cuts hair, mustache, grows facial hair, and following the media even more obsessed.
See, this is how people get caught, because you got guys like him that know what's happened beforehand. Hey, this is how people act. This is how people act afterwards. This guy's creeped out. Whoever did this. Hello, Elizabeth. Whoever did this has got to be more paranoid than anybody you know. So think about that one. If you're in Arizona, you got any friends that are paranoid? Hello, Marianne. He's got to be paranoid, right? I would be. I'd be pacing the floor every day. When do they come
Frequent
into that
searches
door?
online of case updates or suspect descriptions. No doubt following the media.
Murph, you
No
already know,
doubt, Brian, listening to you both on television and digitally and on your pod as we talking right here, monitoring all different Facebook and social media groups, possibly calling tip lines with false or misleading information and posting speculative theories online.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
And possibly discussing the case excessively to gauge reactions of other people. You know, so again, some of these maybe right on the money, some of it, once or twice he did this, one or two may not be applicable at all. But as I'm telling you, with everything I've just sort of mentioned here, if you know someone out there in any category of your life that fits at least, three-quarters, the majority of these types of indicators, call the FBI tip line. If nothing else, you're going to get, and it's right, you're going to get $200,000.
Trying to go back
to wrong,
Monday,
that's okay.
And what he concluded was not
trying.
vague. It wasn't hedged. Fitzgerald laid out clearly who this person is, how they thought before taking Nancy, how they're thinking right now, more than 3 weeks later, and the single most consequential element of his profile, why he believes whoever took Nancy Guthrie didn't do it because of Nancy at all. He did it because of who her daughter is. Fitzgerald's profile. This wasn't random. Let's go through what Jim Fitzgerald actually told Brian Enton because the details matter. Conclusion number one, this was not a random home invasion.
I don't think so either. That's my theory. My theory is that right there. So let's start there. Let's play investigators, guys. Okay? Let's put our sleuth hats on. I know y'all are fire at this. So let's start there. Let's build our own investigation, shall we? Okay? Let's play FBI ourselves. Allegedly. This guy was not a burglar. That's pretty safe to say, right? Can we X that one out? Maybe I should get a calendar. Should I put a calendar back here? Should I put a calendar? I say, let's start right here. This guy didn't break in to steal anything but Nancy. So this is definitely not random because he took her. So it wasn't random because I used to think maybe this was a burglary gone wrong. But now that I'm seeing it all, let's just think this was not random.
Burglary that escalated, not a crime of opportunity. Fitzgerald analyzed the behavioral evidence, meaning not just what happened, but how. And the how tells you that someone planned this operation in advance. Planning indicator 1, the casing. According to sources familiar with the investigation, first reported by ABC News, confirmed by CNN, the suspect appeared at Nancy Guthrie's front door on at least one night prior to the abduction. He stood there, he looked at the camera, he assessed the layout, and then he left.
So he cased the place. I think we're going to have to put up a fucking calendar. I think we're going to do a calendar. I'm just kidding. I think I am going to get a whiteboard, though. That way we can draw things on it, say things, put things that are like leads, We can put leads up there. Because this dude didn't break in that fucking house just to steal fucking jewelry.
Taking her. He was learning the target. It is important to note the Pima County Sheriff's Department has officially stated that there is no date or timestamp associated with the released images, and that any suggestion the photos were taken on different days is, in their words, speculative. So this detail, which multiple sources are reporting, has not been confirmed by law enforcement. If it holds up, it is one of the most significant facts in this entire case. We'll come back to it. Planning indicator 2, the backpack. On the morning of February 1st, he returned with equipment. What was in that backpack? We don't know. But you bring a backpack to an abduction when you need to carry something. Tools, restraints, materials, whatever it contained, it was prepared in advance. Planning indicator 3, the camera. When the suspect arrived at Nancy's front door, he attempted to tamper with her Nest doorbell camera, first trying to knock it from the wall, then covering the lens with foliage from a nearby potted plant.
What's
The
up,
camera
Indian?
went offline at 1:47 in the morning. Someone who hadn't planned this wouldn't know to deal with the camera. Someone who had would. Planning indicator 4 through 6, the mask, the gloves, the gun in a holster. The
Came
sheriff
prepared.
described as having pretty unique characteristics.
Yeah, characteristics that it's generic. That's how characteristic it is. That's one of them cheap holsters you can get at Walmart, I believe. You know, you need a holster real quick. Here you go. It's junk. Most people spend money on holsters. I used to have one. I used to. Okay. Used to. I used to have one that went right here on your appendix, but never in front of you. I've never seen that mount. I have never seen anybody holster a gun strictly right in front of them, especially on the outside. Like, it's always a. Mine was, yeah, 3D print right in there. Light as hell, too. When he turns his back, you can tell the backpack is heavier to one side. How heavy do you think that thing is? I don't know. It looks pretty puffed up.
This
don't
person arrived at the home of an 80 pretty the Glumra 47 in the morning. Someone who hadn't planned this wouldn't know the wall, then covering the lens with foliage from a nearby potted plant. The camera went on.
That backpack's pretty full. I'm guessing it's got some rope in it, probably. Like he said, maybe some tape to, seal her mouth after they rope her up. I'm guessing, right? I'm just guessing. Maybe, I don't know what else I would carry in there. Maybe a tarp if I murdered in there. He looks like he doesn't have very good posture. A tarp, maybe. I was thinking maybe a small tarp, but a big tarp would take up that whole backpack. It would. Unless you folded it up as small as you could, and like it still would come out. It would take up most of that backpack. I don't think it's a tarp. I think maybe some rope to tie her hands up, and maybe some tape to shut her mouth. Yeah, tarp could be pretty heavy. Well, you could get one that was pretty light for her. But that would insist that you did the deed in the house. You actually murdered it in there. And I don't think they got that evidence that she was murdered in the house. I think she was made to put her hands behind her back, probably. He probably may have punched her, slapped her, hit her with the gun, to get her attention. And then he probably pulled off in that car because he ripped the camera down. And he definitely probably rolled right up in there and made her get in the car. I can't rule out to ourselves that there's one or two yet, or maybe three people, but I'm thinking maybe two, 2 people. 2 people could make somebody get in a car very easily. And now that Nancy has seen these people. They took that mask off. I guarantee it. So they probably got rid of Nancy by now. They just need to find Nancy. She's gone, guys. I've got hope that she's still alive, and I wouldn't be surprised if she is, because people are that stupid. But my gut, my brain, and my heart is telling me that they've already killed Nancy, and they put her somewhere. They've dumped her somewhere. I don't see someone holding her for a month, man. I mean, people are crazy, right? There's crazier shit that I've seen. But I just got hope that she's alive. I just got hope. Everything else is telling me Nancy is long gone. If they didn't want to unalive her, then they keep her faces. Yeah, maybe. But how do you keep her? Like, maybe keep her in a room somewhere? I've never seen this happen. Like, this is wild, dude. We don't have any idea, Liski. You're right. But I don't see Nancy not cleaning it up, right? Nancy, of course, if she bled all over her front porch and it's on tile, you would think that she would clean that up, right? I think it's of the same night. I do. I think that's her blood. They said it was her blood. I think she was led out of there with her hands behind her back and probably bleeding out of her nose. That's what the blood splatter looks like. It looks like somebody bleeding out of their nose or their mouth or their ear or their head. It's dropping downward because it drops and it gives that little round piece around it. You know what I mean? When it drops, it hits like a round piece. And there's no streaking, like smearing. So she was probably led right out of the house. And then they shut it and closed it right after her. That's creepy. It's creepy.
Offline at 1:47 in the morning. Someone who hadn't planned this wouldn't know to deal with the camera. Someone who had would. Planning indicator 4 through 6, the mask, the gloves, the gun in a holster. The sheriff described as having pretty unique characteristics. This person arrived at the home of an 84-year-old woman with a tactical counterforensic setup in place. Masks and gloves are not grabbed as afterthoughts. Fitzgerald's critical analytical point is this: an 84-year-old woman living alone is not a high-risk target that justifies this level of operational planning. She is elderly, small, she lives by herself. You only prepare an operation this carefully when the value of the operation far exceeds the victim herself. And according to Jim Fitzgerald, the value here is significant because Nancy Guthrie isn't just an 84-year-old woman in Tucson. She is the mother of Savannah Guthrie, co-anchor of NBC's Today Show, one of the most recognizable journalists in the United States. Fitzgerald's conclusion in his Brian Enton interview.
Who is her co-host? Who is her co-host? It does, Brandy.
Journalists in the United States. Fitzgerald's conclusion in his Brian Enton interview: this abduction was about leverage, about ransom, about someone who believed that taking Nancy would force Savannah's hand.
As a part of me hoping that maybe this is an obsession.
And it didn't happen. Think about that. They forced her hand and they didn't pay up. They offed her by now, guys. I don't think it was just one person either. I think it was two. I do. I think it was two different people they just had on the same outfit. And that's very well could have happened. You know what I mean? Both of us order the same outfit or both of us buy the same outfit. It's good thinking. Really? We got cherry in here? I think that one was watermelon. I'm trying to see a cherry one. That's probably raspberry. I don't know. It just tastes sugary. Hi, China. Baby. China, baby. You don't follow me on Facebook? Follow me on Facebook. I also am on IG. Follow me on IG.
Fan, and he never could get to Savannah.
Follow my
and
other
he thinks
channel.
he has some sort of a connection to her. So he just wants to keep her mother in a room somewhere and have these ongoing discussions with her about Savannah when she was young. And is there any chance she would like me?
Girl.
He told
It's people like you that keep this channel flowing properly. Trust me. I've been dropping down money for this channel, y'all. Got a brand new fucking laptop. It ain't no joke. We bought brand new speakers here. They're nice as hell. So, hey, we're on the right track. I told people long ago, all y'all money go into this channel and some of mine. For sure. I put back into my channel, y'all, all the time. Always something new going into this channel. Appreciate you, China.
Right now, right now, right
Right
now,
now.
right now, right
Right now.
now, right now, right now, right now, right now,
Right now.
right now.
Right now. Right now. That's what I do, baby. For real, for real. I do. I put it all back into this channel. Every bit of it. Well, not lately, because of course I had to pay my rent from the channel last time. Because of course I went without working for months. But I'm trying to get back to work Monday if they'll let me. For real, for real. I feel good.
that the suspect has a connection to
Full of it. I
Savannah
feel good.
Guthrie, not Nancy, Savannah. In separate interviews, Fitzgerald has also raised the
Really?
possibility of a more obsessive, fantasy-driven motive. Someone fixated on Savannah personally, keeping Nancy alive
That was
as
bad
part of
though.
some psychological hold. The ransom and the obsession angles are not mutually exclusive, and Fitzgerald has explored both. Think about what that framing means for the investigation. If you're searching for someone with a personal grievance against Nancy herself, a neighbor dispute, a romantic history, a family
I'm not
conflict,
Randy.
you're looking in the wrong
feel good,
direction
babe. I do.
entirely. If you're looking for someone who has been watching
I feel
Savannah
pretty good.
Guthrie, studying her, learning her family structure, finding the person she loves most, who happens to live alone, that profile explains every single behavioral indicator in this case, including the most chilling new
Yes, please hit that like button if you're here. Smash the sub button. Sorry, I don't like eating on camera because I was taught that when you eat in front of people and you don't share, it's rude. But I obviously can't share. I just think it's rude. But I was getting shaky, y'all. As you can see, shaking right now. A dry erase board. I might do that. I might do that. For real, for real. I have to measure and see how big we need. For real, we can do it.
development. Investigators have
thinking about it anyway.
reportedly been looking into Google searches originating from Arizona for Nancy Guthrie's home address and Savannah Guthrie's salary, suggesting someone was researching the target and the financial prize before the abduction. The casing. He was there before. Now let's go deeper on the prior night casing detail because it goes to the heart of the entire profile and it comes with important caveats you won't hear on most
Yeah, you
coverage.
can get 'em big.
Here's what you've seen.
Hell yeah.
2 images of the suspect outside Nancy's home. In one, he's at the front door without a backpack. In the other, he has the backpack on. These images were released.
You know, create. That's a damn good question that I once asked myself. That's a damn good question. I don't know. Because it does let me like on both things. I noticed that. Yeah. I don't know if it gives me 2 likes or not. I've wondered before, though. Definitely. Good question.
Together by the FBI on
Does that look like 2 different people to you? Does to me.
February 10th. According to sources familiar with the investigation, first reported by ABC News, confirmed separately by CNN. Those 2 images were captured on 2 different nights. The image without the backpack was taken on a day prior to the February 1st abduction. The image with the backpack is from the morning Nancy disappeared. If that is accurate, it means this. He came to her house once, looked at the camera, assessed the scene, and left. He went home. He prepared. He came back with a backpack and a plan.
I don't know if it
Former
does.
FBI agent Jason Pack told ABC News that if it is the same person on both nights, it indicates the suspect was surveilling the
does,
place
me too.
before the abduction happened.
When
If
I
it is
watched
the same
that-
person, it could indicate that the person was there surveilling the place before the abduction happened. The fact that there was preparation and planning, which makes it more of a sophisticated type of criminal activity than someone just showing up.
He called it a sophisticated type of criminal activity involving preparation and planning.
Yeah, bro, these people came strapped down, did they not? Look at them. They are geared head to toe for not getting caught. I don't know. Bro, they went out there because it's dark. Like, it's dark out there. Like, who's got gonna know? Man, you can't ride around like that in my town and not get seen. No way. So how close were they when they changed their outfits and shit? Because that had to take place, right? Because you obviously ain't rolling through town with your outfits all looking crazy with ski masks on and shit. Well, I don't know. These days, these kids be riding around with ski masks on. Jesus Christ. My kids are screwed. This world's becoming bullshit. Our grandbabies are screwed, man. By the time they're 20, fuck. Who knows what our world's going to do or going to be. Talking about a calendar, we're going to get a dry erase board. It's going to be expensive as shit for that big, though. Excuse me. Probably like 120, I think. It ain't that bad.
Now, the
Like
official
70
counterpoint.
inches, I think.
The Pima County Sheriff's Department has issued a written statement saying there is no date or timestamp associated with these images. Therefore, any suggestion that the photographs were taken on
Well, they pulled up. She got home at like 9, I think. And this didn't happen till like 1:45 in the morning. So you think they were watching her then? They might have been. You gonna get a calendar? Make a calendar up there? Oh man. No, I'm gonna do much funner things with the dry erase board.
different days is purely speculative.
We'll do fun
The
shit with
department's
it.
position is that this is unconfirmed. So where does that leave us? Multiple law enforcement sources told ABC News and CNN on independently that the prior night visit happened. The department that owns the investigation says it hasn't been confirmed. Both of those things are true simultaneously. The truth of this detail matters enormously. If he was there before, if he cased the house and came back, that transforms the legal and behavioral profile of this crime. If the images are from the same night and the sheriff is right, a key pillar of the premeditation argument softens. The question of
I think this person right here probably come up to see if anybody was around, and then probably bashed out the light, right? The floodlight was busted, right? He probably busted out that light, and then they came back with a backpack and came to do some damage, y'all. I'm just speculating.
how someone knows to case Nancy Guthrie's
Man, you
house up.
gotta be evil. You and your buddy sit there and concoct her a plan up to go hurt a 84-year-old woman. You gotta be as evil as they come, guys. You're not dealing with normal people here. These people are crazy. Whoever did this is insane, y'all.
All remains regardless. How do they know she lives alone?
Hey. Just wanted to help a bit on the dry erase board. Well, thank you, Create. You didn't need to do that, baby. The channel pays for itself, darling. Salute! It is. I might be right, but I might not be. Thinking with the criminal mind, this woman's gone, y'all. She's gone. Where are we at on the goal? I haven't even looked. Holy shit. We're at 7, y'all. Because of Earth Angel, too. We count that thing. Yeah, we count that one. Appreciate
How
you
do
guys,
they know
man.
her Sunday church routine? That she attends a friend's house to watch a live stream service, meaning she'd be missed within hours of not showing up? That level of knowledge about a private individual requires research. It requires intentionality.
she needs help
Someone
to walk
sought this
now.
woman out the 40-minute window. Whatever happened inside that house happened fast. Here is the timeline, and every minute of it matters. At 1:47 in the morning on February 1st, Nancy's Nest doorbell camera goes offline. The suspect had been tampering with it. That is the moment he made his move. At 2:28 in the morning, 41 minutes later, Nancy's pacemaker disconnects from the Bluetooth app on her phone. Her pacemaker has wireless functionality that syncs to a paired device.
You think Tommaso could have went in? Oh, Christy, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank
Right now, 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 right now.
Thank you, Christy, and thank you, Create. Thank y'all. We like to have fun over here, y'all. We like to get to business, but we like to have fun. We like to party.
That connection had
We
been
like to
active.
party.
At 2:28, it goes dark. That pacemaker did not disconnect because it stopped working. It disconnected because Nancy was physically separated from the phone it was paired to. She was removed from that house. In roughly 41 minutes, someone entered the home of an 84-year-old woman, confronted her,
All right, I'm
and
done.
removed her from the premises. The absence of evidence of a prolonged struggle inside tells you this was controlled,
99.
fast, planned, but it wasn't clean. Blood was found on Nancy's front.
See? That's droplets. And it almost looks like she was made to stop right there.
Porch and on the exterior wall, blood that was later confirmed through DNA testing to belong.
Yeah. She was put outside. Oh my God, that's so scary. I don't even want to think about that for this old woman, man. I don't. I hate seeing old people have to go through something like this, dude. It scares the shit. Like, it really pisses me off. Like, why would somebody do any of that? Miss January, thank you. I can't sing country. I tried to go country. I tried. Miss January, I appreciate you.
Right now, 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 right now.
Bye, Lisa. Bye, Lisa.
To her. Whatever.
Look, those are droplets coming straight down. See how it hits and then the pattern goes around like a circle? That's like a bloody nose, a bloody mouth, a bloody ear, like something up top is bleeding. And when it hits that ground, it makes like a round, all of the blood goes around the outside. And that's what it's doing. So she most definitely had something happen to her. It's so creepy, bro. I feel so horrible for this woman, man.
Happened in that window, she was injured. She was then moved, and no one noticed until her friend waited.
Where you doing, Cuddle? How you doing? Nope, I ain't taking this hoodie off. It's all I got on. I can't take this off. You crazy?
Right now, 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 right now.
That's like a hoodie shirt. If I take this off, then YouTube might tell me I can't have nobody watching.
For Nancy's regular
Oh,
Sunday
shadow
church live
banning.
stream, and she didn't appear. Now, one of the most analytically important and
You're
underreported moments
girl.
in this entire
Nice little thing, aren't
investigation, President Trump publicly criticized the search for something specific. The announcement that law enforcement had deployed a helicopter equipped with a Bluetooth signal detection device designed to pick up Nancy's pacemaker. Trump told reporters on Air Force One, "I didn't like when they talked about going after the pacemaker before they even started going after it." He said, if in fact they could do it that way, the person would say, well, I'm not going to let that happen. I can't imagine why they would have done that just in terms of strategy.
I bet once they learned she had a pacemaker, they probably thought she was being tracked. They'll get rid of her then too. Maybe the person didn't know.
Whatever you think of the politics, the
really-
analytical point is straightforward. By announcing to the world in press conferences and interviews that law enforcement could track Nancy's pacemaker signal, investigators told whoever took her exactly what countermeasures to take: disable it, destroy it, move her beyond range. Given the behavioral profile we've established, a suspect who is watching every piece of public coverage, the announcement of that technology was a serious tactical disclosure. The pacemaker has not produced an arrest. And a suspect sophisticated enough to case the home, tamper with the camera, and arrive with gloves and a mask is almost certainly sophisticated enough to act on information broadcast on national television.
Her, man. You think maybe
abduction behavior.
Okay, so this is after he does it. So this is how he's going to act after he's committed the crime. But
here's where Jim Fitzgerald's profile gets genuinely unsettling. When most people picture a kidnapper 3 weeks after the crime, they imagine someone hiding, panicking, going dark. Fitzgerald says the behavioral evidence doesn't point to that, not for this person. Someone who planned this meticulously, who did the homework, prepared the equipment, executed within a 41-minute window, is not unraveling right now. They are watching. They are monitoring every press conference Sheriff Nanos gives. They are reading every news article. They are likely watching videos exactly like this one. Fitzgerald noted, and Brian Enton confirmed from his own reporting experience, that the Pima County Sheriff's Department has been unusually transparent in this case compared to other high...
The police know that too. I bet he is watching, but I bet the police know that too.
Profile investigations. Enton specifically compared it to the Brian Kohberger case in Idaho, where law enforcement held almost nothing for weeks, not even confirming basic details. Here, the sheriff has held press conferences, done interviews, discussed DNA results publicly, confirmed blood evidence, revealed the pacemaker tracking technology, and described the clothing analysis in detail. A retired FBI agent appearing on Enton's channel described himself as perplexed by the volume of information being made public and raised the question of whether it might represent a deliberate signaling strategy to the kidnapper. Fitzgerald's question cuts right to it. Who benefits from all this public information? Not the investigators, the suspect benefits. Every confirmed detail tells them what law enforcement found. Every confirmed negative, no CODIS match, no suspect, DNA stuck in a lab, tells them what law enforcement has not found. After more than 3 weeks, that's a significant amount of information flowing in one direction. The DNA disaster. Investigators collected DNA from inside Nancy Guthrie's home. DNA that doesn't belong to Nancy. DNA that doesn't belong to anyone known to have been there. This should be the break that cracks the case, and it hasn't. Here's why. And there are 4 separate problems. Problem 1, mixed DNA. Sheriff Nanos confirmed publicly that the sample is mixed, meaning it contains genetic material from more than one person. Before you can run a useful comparison, the lab has to computationally separate those profiles. That process is technically demanding, and not all labs can handle it cleanly. Experts told NBC News the issue could take months or longer to resolve. Problem 2, no CODIS match. The DNA was run through the FBI's combined DNA index system. More than 19 million offender profiles in the national database. 0 matches. Whoever left DNA in that house has never been convicted of a crime requiring a sample. Either they have no criminal record.
It doesn't mean that this guy is the predator, though, right? It could still be just somebody else, couldn't it? Just not somebody that's come forward of being there a lot. Unless it's blood. But I don't know, man. Blood or what? What else could it be? A fingerprint, maybe? Surely they didn't take off their gloves and start leaving fingerprints everywhere. Dude, these people are evil people. And they're roaming the earth. Evil as shit, y'all.
Or they have never been caught before. Problem 3, the lab snag. Because CODIS produced nothing, investigators sent the mixed DNA sample to a private lab in Florida for investigative genetic genealogy. The same science that identified the Golden State Killer and helped identify Brian Kohberger in the Idaho murders. But Sheriff Nanos told NBC News there is a snag at the lab. He didn't say what it is. He used the word challenges. In forensic terms, challenges with a mixed sample can mean contamination, insufficient material, degradation, or the same separation problem repeating at a different stage. The lab's own analyst told the sheriff the problem may resolve in weeks, or it may take a year. That is not a reassuring timeline. Problem 4, the glove DNA doesn't match. A black glove was found approximately 2 miles from Nancy's home. Visually, it appeared to match the gloves worn by the suspect in the doorbell camera footage. DNA was recovered from an unknown male, but the DNA does not match the DNA found inside the house. Those 2 samples should match if the glove belongs to the same person. They don't, which means either the glove is not connected to the suspect or there is more than one person involved in this abduction.
I wish we could get to that answer, right? Right? How many were there? And it very well could have been 2 people, right? I mean, what's the odds you start finding black gloves? Maybe both of them tossed gloves out the window.
Authorities have confirmed that multiple suspects have not been ruled out. That is not a footnote. That is a fundamental shift in the nature of this investigation. More people means more risk of exposure, more potential for someone to talk, and more pressure on whoever is holding Nancy Guthrie right now. The ransom notes. While the forensic investigation has stalled, ransom communications have been circulating, and the evolution between them tells a story. The first ransom demand, investigators and the Guthrie family became aware of a communication shortly after the kidnapping demanding payment in Bitcoin. The initial deadline was February 5th, with an escalating demand of approximately $6 million if that deadline passed to a second deadline of February 9th. Pima County Sheriff Nanos confirmed awareness of a ransom note. TMZ reported receiving similar communications. The family responded publicly. In a video released on February 4th, Savannah Guthrie and her siblings addressed whoever might have their mother, saying they were ready to talk and asking for proof of life. In a subsequent video,
he don't care about his wife? You got Annie's husband there. Where's Tommaso? This is probably your wife's most trying times. But you've got to be somewhere else?
Posted on February 7th, after reporting about a $6 million ransom figure, Savannah stated simply, "We will pay." She said the family is ready to listen and urged whoever has her mother to reach out. Then came a second communication. News Nation and TMZ reported receiving a second ransom demand, described as highly sophisticated, requesting a different cryptocurrency, not Bitcoin. The amount was described as similar to the previous demand. The critical
What they do,
analytical
make their
detail is
own
the
coin?
currency shift. Bitcoin transactions, while pseudonymous, leave a traceable blockchain record. Law enforcement has become increasingly capable of following Bitcoin to real identities. Monero and similar privacy cryptocurrencies are specifically engineered to be untraceable. If the second communication is authentic, the person behind it learned something between the first.
I know. When I looked it up online just now, a lot of the places were kind of saying he's in Arizona, but we haven't seen him at all. You see Annie? Where's he at?
And second contact and adapted. Neither communication has been confirmed as authentic. Neither has produced a transfer or
cat's sleepy as
proof
shit.
of life. And a California man was separately arrested in early February for impersonating the abductor in texts to the Guthrie family. A
Idiot.
reminder that in a case this high profile, the signal to noise problem around ransom notes is severe. The department in crisis. Here is an angle that has received serious attention in Brian Enton's coverage, but is largely absent from mainstream reporting. It requires important context, but it matters. Sergeant Aaron Cross is the president of the Pima County Deputies Organization, one of the unions representing deputies in the department. He is a 26-year veteran, the second most senior sergeant in the department. He appeared on Brian Enton's channel and described what he calls a department in crisis. Cross said the department is very young, lacks experience needed for a case of this magnitude, and has seen an exodus of experienced detectives in recent years. He said experienced staff are sitting at desk jobs while the
They
biggest
don't wanna work
kidnapping
for
case
him.
in the country is being led by investigators with limited experience. Fox News
y'all.
separately confirmed through its own reporting that several of the homicide detectives assigned to the Guthrie case have only 1 to 2 years of
Me too.
experience in the role. After speaking publicly, Cross told Enton he was reassigned
too.
to phone reports. His words, "This will be my 26th year. I am the second most senior sergeant in the department. He
I
has
seen
me
this
taking
interview.
calls, phone reports. So if your garden hose gets stolen and you want to make a phone report, I'm handling those." Now, here is the critical context you need to
crazy.
evaluate those claims fairly. Aaron Cross and Sheriff Nanos have been in an active, years-long legal and political conflict that
I knew he was
significantly predates
political,
the Guthrie
dude.
case. Cross has
I knew this son of a bitch didn't. He don't remind me of no sheriff, guys. He doesn't. I don't know what this guy is or where he came from or why he controls what he controls, but he reminds me of a politician. He doesn't remind me of a sheriff. When you think of sheriff, man, you think of sheriff. You know? He's the fucking man of the town. Nah, this dude's soft and he's a politician.
sued Nanos twice in federal court. He led a formal union vote of no confidence in the sheriff in 2024. He was placed on administrative leave in October 2024 for political activities. He publicly campaigned against Nanos in the last election. Nanos responded to Cross's Guthrie case criticisms by calling him out by name in an interview, stating publicly,
Really?
"Aaron Cross is lying to you." That is a direct quote. What does that mean for how to weigh Cross's statements?
So they're
It means
going
you
back
hold
and
them
forth
as
with each
one
other.
data point from a credible insider who has specific documented grievances against the specific person he's criticizing. The underlying concern about departmental experience is corroborated by independent Fox News reporting. The broader
Dude,
context of
he
Cross and
needs to
Nano's
be fired.
relationship is something viewers deserve to know. And then there is
He
Brian
was
Enton's
elected in,
own
so he needs to
reporting, which
resign.
stands separate from
You're
Cross
incompetent,
entirely.
bro. You're
Enton
incompetent.
reported, citing sources inside the investigation, that many of the investigators working the case don't even know who is formally in charge of it, the FBI or the Pima
Wow.
County Sheriff. That
True. Did you hear that? The people working the case don't even know who to report to.
kind of command
Are we
and
freaking kidding?
ambiguity, if accurate, is a structural problem regardless of any individual's credibility. The amateur
Oh,
versus
shit.
the planner. Here is the central analytical tension in this investigation, and it comes from two retired FBI professionals looking at the same evidence and arriving at different conclusions, both of which may be right. Jim Fitzgerald's profile points to planning, deliberate, methodical, premeditated, the reported prior surveillance, the camera tampering, the backpack, the
Some have even said that the sheriff could be involved with this. And he's pulling a cover-up scheme on everybody. Not wanting the FBI to take over. You know, why wouldn't you want the FBI's fucking help, bro? Let them have it. It goes off your hands, right?
mask, the gloves, the 41-minute execution window, the behavioral evidence in Fitzgerald's framework belongs to someone who thought carefully about this, someone who prepared. But former FBI agent Jeff Cortez, also appearing on Brian Enton's channel, analyzing the same surveillance footage, looked at how the suspect moved and reached a different conclusion. He said the suspect appeared clumsy, not polished, not professional. His assessment,
that's not clumsy. Look how he's dressed. He come with a gun. I don't think this is clumsy at all. Y'all think this is clumsy? I think it's done right because obviously he's not caught. So how can this be clumsy? I'm thinking with a criminal mind, he did freaking great.
Person may be an amateur, but a true crime savvy amateur, someone who learned operational security from watching documentaries, listening to podcasts, and reading about other cases. Think about what that means. We live in an era where the mechanics of criminal investigations are consumed as entertainment by millions of people. Millions of people know how DNA evidence is processed.
Nope. None. Sheriff's pissed. All upset. He's out here doing fucking YouTube fucking interviews, bro. And won't talk to the people. Like, wouldn't you think you would want to talk to people in a press conference?
How doorbell cameras work and can be disrupted, what CODIS is and what it can't find, why Bitcoin leaves a trail and Monero doesn't, why masks and gloves matter. The true crime savvy amateur is someone who has consumed enough of this to know how not to get.
I mean, back in the day, it'd be like, drop the money off in a briefcase at the phone booth on Washington and Senate. Yep, drop that off there, and we'll release her then. That's how it used to be done. Now you're talking about Bitcoin. That can be traced, correct? I hope.
Caught in the obvious ways, but doesn't have the professional discipline or composure to execute without leaving mistakes. And this case has mistakes. The blood on the porch, the glove found 2 miles away, the DNA inside the house, 2 nights of doorbell camera footage. Here is what both Fitzgerald and Cortez may be right about simultaneously. This person planned carefully enough to avoid immediate capture, but they are not untouchable. The mistakes are in our lab in Florida right now. They're in surveillance footage. They're somewhere in tens of thousands of tips. The question is whether the investigation has the depth and enough time to close the gap. Let's come back to what Jim Fitzgerald said. He said, whoever did this targeted Nancy because of her daughter. If that's true, and the behavior...
Hey, somebody else theorized that. They did it because of her daughter. It can be traced. I think so too. Why haven't they traced it down? Arrest these fucks that are putting out these fake ransoms. Definitely feels like it. Maybe this did happen because of Savannah. Savannah was talking about the Epstein stuff, man.
Behavioral evidence supports it.
She's got a large
then Nancy
platform.
Guthrie is not a victim of a random crime. She is a hostage, and hostages have value only while they're alive. Ransom communications have been sent. The family has publicly said they will pay. The FBI has offered over $100,000 for information. And Savannah Guthrie, by every account, one of the most composed professionals in broadcast journalism, has suspended her career, stepped back from the Winter Olympics, and appeared on camera begging for her mother's life. But more than 3 weeks have passed. The DNA is stuck in a lab. The suspect has no name. The department leading. The investigation has internal fractures that have now gone national. Information is flowing publicly in ways that benefit whoever took her more than the people trying to find her. And investigators are already being briefed on a potential drawdown from 400
34-year-old male,
agents
you think?
to a smaller long-term task force.
How did we come up with that? How we come up with that one? Look it up. People are talking about it on Twitter. Okay.
Because the immediate response phase of the investigation has not produced a
34-year-old
breakthrough.
male,
Jim
huh?
Fitzgerald has built hundreds
That's
of
it, though?
profiles. He has seen
That's it, though? Like, is there anything else to it, Iverson? That's it. Really?
cases like this resolve. He has seen them end badly. What he told Brian Enton was not speculation. It was the application of decades of behavioral science to a specific set of evidence in a specific active case. And the profile says this: the person who took Nancy Guthrie knew exactly who they were taking. They prepared for.
How they know they did circles? Did they get camera footage? I don't see it on X. No.
This. They are watching this investigation in real time, and they believe, still more than 3 weeks in, that they are in control of what happens next. The question is not whether this person will eventually be identified. Genetic genealogy has a near-perfect record when DNA is viable and the suspect has domestic ancestry. The question is whether Nancy Guthrie has enough time for that science to reach a conclusion. Nancy Ellen Guthrie, 84 years old, 5 feet 5 inches tall, 150 pounds. Brown hair, blue eyes. She has a pacemaker and requires daily heart medication, without which her health is in serious danger.
See,
She was
dude,
last seen on the evening of January 31st.
without that, bro, she's gonna suffer. Without that medication, she's gonna die, dude. There's no doubt about it. There's no telling what other heart medicine, maybe nitroglycerin, maybe other things too, you know? Think it might be the dude JLR filmed? Did he walk like that?
2026 in Catalina Foothills, Arizona. If you have information, real, specific, actionable information, please contact the FBI tip line at 1-800-CALL-FBI or the Pima County Sheriff's Department at 5203-514-900. The combined reward is over $200,000 for information leading to her safe.
That's an older one. Let's go see what JLR is doing right now.
Like it or not,
He's sitting up in the mountains, I guess.
What's going on? What's this? You bought fudge. I'm not a fudge eater, but you might like it.
Written all over it.
Oh, I don't eat fudge.
It's so good. It's probably the best fudge I've ever had in my life.
You want some fudge? I don't.
Peanut butter?
No, I'm okay.
You're
I
good?
appreciate it.
Okay.
I just ate a whole pizza and gained about 5 pounds.
That's true. You did. Okay.
Where's Tucson? Is he here?
Oh,
Right here. Okay. We're about to go down to this lake, so we'll go check it out.
A lake? Now that we're talking. She could be in a big body of water for sure. Yeah, I've seen that guy busted for smoking pot and driving. That's stupid. Did he walk weird? They had him out of the car and everything.
You get comments from all over the place, man.
Yeah, a lot of comments.
There's no modding that at all.
Nope. No mercy.
No mercy.
No mercy. All right.
Yep,
We'll step out.
JLR
We'll be
has
back
no
here
mod.
shortly. We're just gonna go on a little. We'll let you know, and I'll take a video and I'll show you guys the video when I'm done. Clear image, so it's not pixelated. We'll be back. So let everyone in the chat. In the meantime, just share amongst each other. If you're staying here, stay here. If not, you know, come back. Whatever. We'll be back. Let everyone know where we're at.
No. 2.5 miles, he said.
2.5 miles. Really?
There's another road we could go through.
To get there?
Look,
Is it open?
I don't know if the other one's open. So this is the one.
Oh, that's Willow.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Is there another road?
Yeah, he said there's another road.
All right.
Let's take another road. And even then, that road might be closer to walk. So,
how far is it?
Hey Joe, you want us to just follow you? Is that cool?
Yeah.
What are they doing going around?
I got tricked. I thought
following?
you guys behind me, and it was a different car. And they turned off. What's up if I put it in drive, huh? Try to drive in park.
I
Hey,
think he was too thin. Yeah, he just
hey,
he could have had a lot more clothes on too.
I think he's good.
My son thinks he had other clothes on. Yeah, my son thinks it was a girl, and she had more clothes on than normal, like layered up. My son thinks it's a girl. I don't think it is anymore. I think it's kind of a guy.
All right, he's behind.
I just didn't want to leave him hanging high and dry.
Yeah, you were like, where you guys going?
Yeah, he wasn't connected.
So how often when you go on cases like this, or just
But
cases
how
in
do we
general,
get over the road?
he's got it on his Google Maps. There's one of these roads furthers off goes to it.
Okay, I see.
Whether there's a gate or not, we don't know. I think it might be this one right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, it might be right here.
So how often do you meet up with other YouTubers like this, where you actually go
I
out?
don't.
This is the first time.
Elaborate anyway. But I respect everyone that's been out here doing this particular case, and it was a tremendous honor to be with everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Meet everyone, but I normally do not.
Yeah, he made friends there, man.
Elaborate anyway.
I've always kept my distance from like almost everyone too. Like even when I ran into you in Texas and stuff. I was like,
Yeah, I ain't. There's no way I'm getting into it with fucking YouTubers. Fuck that shit. That don't do nothing. Nah, haters a hate, bro. You know what we do over here? We make them mad. Yeah, haters a hate, but we'll make them mad.
You know, people are just all over the place sometimes. I like keeping it casual, you know?
Me too. I'm casual as shit. I do run a casual ass channel.
7,000. You're high up here.
Make them mad, make them mad, make them mad. I'm taking thoughts on emojis too, chat. What emojis do you guys want? Members, what emojis?
That will take us down to the campground.
You know what? I think it's that road. I don't know.
You know, it's right up here. He's turned.
Okay. No outlet.
Make them mad, make them mad.
The gate is open. Go for
Oh.
it. I say go.
No, you don't want to drive on somebody's property, yo.
The gate is open.
It says no vehicle access.
No, too late. We can get close and walk.
Yeah, it's 1 mile. It's 1 mile.
It's a 1.4 mile, but there's no vehicle access.
It says
No
one
vehicle
mile.
access to the lake, so we got to park and walk at the end. So we can't drive our car to the lake.
All right, we meet the goal. Met the goal. Woo-hoo. Indian, appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, baby. Appreciate it so much.
Right now, 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 right now.
Yeah, that whiteboard's gonna have to be. I want it to come down here. 48 by 36.
But we can drive down there and then walk the little trail.
Yeah.
So if it's one point,
We can drive down there, no vehicle access to lake, but
So
we
we
can
can-
go down there, but then we'll have to get out and walk to the
Oh,
lake.
that says we can't go in there.
I think it means we can't get our cars to the lake, but we have to in 1 mile we have to park and walk. I think we're good. I say let's go. It doesn't say road closed. It's a road. It doesn't say closed. My map shows it's open.
All right, you game?
I'm game.
He'll pay the ticket.
I'll pay my ticket. I can't afford 3.
We're gonna drive it.
Know which way to get there?
Figure we just follow the main road and see.
Oh, you're gonna lose service, bro.
Back here.
This is more what I'm thinking.
The stream's gonna be all out.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe.
Road's a little bumpy. You're buffering.
No,
You're good?
here, we're live.
Oh, there it is.
Wow.
It's right there.
Yeah.
So look, if we can get to right here, we can walk to the lake.
Yeah.
So is that what you will? So we can go left.
No. We go up here.
We can go up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Because we want to park. We want to park right here.
Well, maybe we go here.
Yeah, I think we go this way because I think we park right here.
Yeah.
Okay. We're good.
Sketchy, bro. We need a karma emoji with sunglasses. I can probably make that happen. I can probably make the kitty cat emoji happen.
Let's get out and walk.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see if we can make it to the lake from this point instead of going 2.5 miles on foot.
Y'all love my kitty cat, huh? That's so sweet of y'all. Love my kitty like y'all do.
If I lived in Tucson.
Nice.
Little stone cabin? Little stone cabin?
He's gonna lose service, man.
Yeah, but you think a perp's back can't
No.
body?
No.
No.
I don't think so at all.
He's not gonna bring this body up here. Damn.
I'm starting to be convinced that I don't think they would have come up here at all.
Nah.
Also, we want to
No way, dude.
go to the very end of this dead end and then see if there's a trail to walk to the.
Can they get their cars up through here?
I think so.
He might not be able to.
Do we want to
he might
stop
not
or do we want to?
Is there
Oh,
another way?
he says all-wheel drive. He's going. I think it's the only road up here.
Sketchy, bro. Karma emoji?
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
Send it. He's just gonna send it.
I got you for show. Kitty, I love you, kitty. He's coming now. I woke him up. Good boy.
Literally like,
Oh.
He's so cute. He looked dead at me, too.
I don't think they would have came back here. I'm like,
He'll be over here
I
in a
think they would have
second.
went down a road similar with how many houses are right here. The neighborhood watch stuff. I don't think it's feasible with the lake being closed. I don't
They wanted
like
to
everyone's saying
sightsee.
this lake, but with the lake being closed, I don't think they would have went to the lake. Like,
Yeah.
who's going to take someone 2.5 miles back or drive through a neighborhood full of nothing, really nice, expensive cabins?
Who's going to drive up in
and
here?
risk being seen. This is. I'm starting to be convinced that she might not be on Mount Lemons.
No. She's
But, I mean,
probably
we got up
taken
here,
to
we got-
another
we came
state,
up here with
dude.
an eye on it. And it doesn't just because I'm thinking.
I'm
that
starting
doesn't
to
mean she's
believe
not
she's
here. It just means
nowhere
that-
near around her,
That's just
where
my
she was
opinion.
from.
car.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Holy shit.
Another one.
He hit his door.
Sorry.
Did you hear that?
They stop and they take off.
They hit
He
your
hit
car.
the
They hit my
mirror.
mirror.
You
They
hear
hit
that?
his mirror.
They hit my mirror.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
He hit the dude's mirror. He didn't even stop. Fuck it. Yeah, this is going to start buffering bad. He's going up and up and up.
And keeps going.
So nice.
Yeah, this is some nice fucking area here.
The mirror's kissed.
What's up, TT? Appreciate you, TT. Thank you so much. She said, I'm late, but better late than never. You got that right. Let's go.
Right now, 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 right now.
Right now. Right now, right now. Make 'em mad, make 'em mad, make 'em mad. Ooh. To all the haters in the left, smile and grace.
Dude, this is crazy.
All the ladies in the place with smile and grace.
Go that way. And then we can get out and see if we can see the lake. And we can determine whether we think she would have went to the lake or not. But you know what else I'm smelling?
They went all the way up here, y'all. Do y'all think so?
I'm not smelling any weird smells.
Yeah.
Make 'em mad. Make 'em mad. Make 'em mad. Make 'em mad. Make 'em mad.
Let's go.
Make 'em mad.
4-wheel drive?
Yeah.
Make 'em mad. Make 'em mad. Make 'em mad.
She's good. I got toe straps.
Y'all are fun.
Go on the lake.
Y'all are fun.
For you. We're good too.
So
Oh, look, this is where people are parking to walk. That's what that looks like, huh?
Yeah, it might be over there.
Creep. You ain't going all the way up here with no dead body. Hell no.
Okay. We're making. Hey, look, they're out right here too. That's kind of neat. That's cool. That's cool.
Dude.
Yeah, we found a spot where we have to go. Hopefully it gets better.
So I'm gonna try to park the truck to where you have Starlink. Yeah. You know, that way we'll kind of be conservative with the service. We going right here next to this truck. Yeah. Like a tree. Glad you said that. You said watch. I look forward to you. Did not mean to slam on the brakes. We're good.
We're good.
You can get out?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Are we good with service?
I mean, it looks decent.
We're good with service. Cool.
Decent. Folks, we're going to go over here to this lake.
Hey, and put her up here. I mean, a lake's a good idea, but is there any other better way of getting
Thanks
there,
for all the
though?
good, encouraging comments, guys. We do appreciate you. Kind of weird talking off the chat, but you guys are awesome.
Explore the area. Well, I mean, you should while you're there. I mean, fuck it. But as far as her being all the way up there, I don't know if is there any other way to get to the lake that's better? I'm sure there is, right? Like a junction road or like a dock. That's where you're going to fucking find her, is somewhere where it's easier to get to, JLR. She's got to be like, these are kidnappers. They're not hikers.
So we're out here at the top of Mount Lemons over by Rose Lake. And we decided to come up here and check out the area.
What is JLR doing? What do you think what's going on in Iran, guys? I mean, I don't mean to get political, but, you know. Looks like we're going to be busting some ass in Iran. JLR. Oh, you're out there doing a video. I see. Yeah, I don't think they took her up here. I don't. They may have thrown her in a body of water, though. That's one of my theories. One of my suspicions. Because throwing her out in the desert, somebody's definitely probably going to end up finding where she is and shit. Yeah, he's using Starlink. I've looked into Starlink. It's expensive. Yeah, they're over there bombing Iran now. Definitely. Yep. Netanyahu says the one dude's dead. Look, man, we told Iran and all their leaders, you can live. You can live. You can even keep your money and all of the money you're going to pillage from your people. But you have to move out of Iran and give up power. They were given that choice. They were given that choice. But instead, they said, fuck you, and bombed an American air base there. Our American base. It's bombs away now. We won't even put many troops on the ground over there. It's just going to be boom, boom, boom. America. Yeah, I think that the only one of I voted for Donald Trump for two reasons: to fix our economy and to fix our borders. Two reasons. He definitely ain't fixed the economy. You go to the fucking grocery store, you walk out with 2 bags for $100. No joke. It's unreal. You're spinning, JLR. You're spinning, buddy. Is that a tent? Is that a tent over there? Looks like it, don't it? Yeah, rich getting richer. Our grandchildren isn't going to own anything, but they'll be happy, but they won't own nothing. We love you, Leesky. Yeah, I need to get rich so I can get richer. That'll never freaking happen. Nope. Is it still spinning? No. I thought you was taking us with us. JLR. I thought we were going with you. I'm gonna go back to this right here because I got some more to uncover with this man Tommaso here.
In my last video, I laid out a series of coincidences surrounding Tommaso Cioni: the 4-hour window, the ownership behavior on the porch, the nitrile gloves, the power of attorney signed 8 months before his mother-in-law vanished, the FBI returning to his home 5 separate times. That video reached a lot of people, and it raised a question I deliberately did not answer. If Tommaso Cioni planned this, he did not execute it alone. The man in the FBI doorbell footage is described as 5'9" to 5'10" with an average build. Tommaso Cioni is taller than that. He does not match. That is the single biggest hole in the theory I presented, and I left it open on purpose, because I was still pulling records. I have now been through the Pima County court system, property filings, band archives, social media accounts dating back to 2007. And what I found is a name that keeps appearing next to Tommaso Cioni's.
Yep.
A name attached to
His
felony
boyfriend.
convictions for burglary, robbery, theft,
His
and embezzlement.
boyfriend.
a man who lives in the Tucson area, minutes from Nancy Guthrie's home. A man who fits the physical description the FBI released. This video is about that man. His name is Dominic Aaron Lee Evans, and his connection to this case goes deeper than anyone has reported. In the Tucson Weekly. They played shows in Tucson, Phoenix, and Flagstaff. They had a local following. They never made it big.
We watched this yesterday. That's right. We did. That's not the one I was looking for. It's this one. The DNA's destroyed. I think this case is going to be going cold.
55,000 calls, more than $1.2 million in rewards. And the man who walked into Nancy Guthrie's home in the middle of the night and took her from her bed is still out there. But through all of it, every dead-end raid, every fake ransom note, every armchair theory, there was one thing investigators kept coming back to: the DNA. Unknown male. DNA collected from inside Nancy Guthrie's home. DNA that didn't match her. DNA that...
Look how these houses are set up, guys. Like, they're just placed. There's really no geographical formation to it. It's just roads winding in and out of roads to homes and winding and winding. Look at it. Like this, and there's no lights anywhere at night. No street lights, no fucking big lights like on the road, you know what I mean? Like, look how all these roads are they just wind in and out of each other, and there's just houses on them. Like, this is a really weird setup for homes. I was watching another podcaster the other night, and he said he's from this area, actually owned a home in the Catalina Hills. And he said when they started putting homes there, they did not demolish any land. They didn't survey anything. They just went out there and started building homes and making roads to them. Like, this is what it looks like. It's just a jumbled mess, ain't it? Imagine like trying to find which way somebody went. Imagine that. Look, you got roads winding over here, roads connected here, roads way over here. Like, you have to know where you're going.
Didn't match anyone close to her. DNA from a man investigator.
If you had GPS on, then it's going to ping you. They're going to know. Yeah, this dude's good, man.
Believe was inside.
It's AI, but it's put together well. It's called the redacted files, y'all.
That house the night she disappeared. For 26 days, that DNA has been the thread, the one forensic lead with the potential to cut through everything else and give this case a name. Today, Sheriff Chris Nanos held a briefing, and what he said about that DNA in less than 2 sentences changed this case. Because once you hear what he confirmed, and once you understand what led to it, you are going to have a lot of questions about the people who were supposed to be protecting that evidence.
Yeah.
Sheriff said today, on February 26th, day 26th, Sheriff Chris Nanos delivered a briefing that should have led every news broadcast in the country. Instead, it was buried under the noise of a case that is drowned in chaos since the first hour. His exact words: some of the DNA evidence is not usable at this time due to environmental factors and the age of the samples.
Damn.
He continued, we continue to work with state and federal labs to explore any additional testing options, but
why would the age of the samples have anything to do with it? They were all gathered. Like why wouldn't all these DNA samples be gathered around the same time? Especially the ones in the house. You don't think this is his first time? You think this person's done this before? Creepy to know. Creepy to even think about it. Because he's still wandering the earth. I mean, these are the kind of people that you have nightmares when you're a child. I'm sure everybody's had that kidnapping nightmare. No problem, Tracy. I'm sure everybody's had that kidnapping nightmare of somebody taking you away from your family or having that dream or some freak out nightmare. I have. I can remember it. These people are the boogeymen. For real, for real. Come and take you right out of your sleep. That's the boogeyman.
We are not relying solely on DNA to move the investigation forward. Read that again. Not relying solely on DNA. That is law enforcement language for the DNA is compromised, and we need another path. When a sheriff tells you his department is no longer counting on the single most important forensic lead in the case, the case has fundamentally changed. The unknown DNA collected from inside Nancy's home. The mixed sample sent to a private lab in Florida for genetic genealogy testing, the same technology that identified the Golden State Killer and helped solve the Brian Kohberger case, may be unusable due to, quote, environmental factors and the age of the samples.
Definitely
environmental
Ramirez,
factors.
man.
That phrase is doing a lot of work. And in a few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what it means and exactly who is responsible for it, how the crime scene was left open. This is where the story turns from tragedy to accountability. Brian Entin, the News Nation investigative journalist who has been camped outside Nancy's home every day since this began, has told this story multiple times, and it never stops being extraordinary. When Entin arrived at the scene days after the abduction, he found Nancy Guthrie's home unsealed. No crime scene tape, no deputy on guard, no perimeter, nothing. Entin told the Daily Mail, in other big cases that I've covered, even if it's not really an active crime scene anymore, they'll at least keep a deputy out there. I've never seen that before where it was just kind of like, we're done. And they left and everything was just opened back up. He continued, we weren't sure if any family members were in the house, so we realized, why don't we just go knock on the door like we would in any other story? There's no one here. There's no one telling us that we're not allowed to. We knock on doors all the time, so we should just go see if anybody's home.
My photographers was able to walk up to the house behind me. And keep in mind, this is no longer a crime. This a woman who came earlier today.
Amazing, guys.
It was a family member. But anyway, several different people, including one of my photographers, went up to knock on the door just to see if anyone was home.
Oh, look at that big lot of it. Did you see that? That's very telling, man. Look, it's all drips right here. Just dripples. And then you get right here. It's heavier, heavier. And look at that. Look at that, man. OMG, y'all. OMG. And that's the brush that was there. This is scary. You think, well, that was said to be Nancy's. I was thinking that's Nancy's blood. And that's quite a bit. I mean, it's not a lot to think about, but it's quite a bit for an 84-year-old woman to be bleeding on her front porch right there. It is kind of like a spray, isn't it? Or like a spit. It's like a spit almost. Like maybe she spit it out. Think maybe she spit it to leave DNA evidence? Be smart. Oh, yeah. Wow. It looks like maybe she just spit it. And there was a bunch of it right there. I don't know. It's not good, though. Not good, though.
To see if anyone was home, because obviously that's like what we do, and it's no longer a crime scene.
Entin and his crew walked right up to the porch, on camera, in an active kidnapping investigation. They filmed the blood trail, Nancy's blood, still visible on the porch and exterior wall. According to Fox News, authorities didn't reseal the crime.
Yeah, that's fat. There's a lot of blood right there. A lot.
Crime scene until February 4th, days after the initial investigation concluded. By that time, multiple media members had already accessed the property, and a 25-year policing veteran and crime scene instructor told the Arizona Daily...
Yeah, that's what we've been going over this whole time, Alicia. Tommaso. Yeah, we've been covering Tommaso this whole time today. I still think he has something to do with it, too. Where the hell is he?
Star, I don't see a reason why you would release the scene. That's certainly a crime scene that I would...
Could have been coughing it out. Very true. Very, very true.
recommend you hold. But the most damning thing said about this crime scene didn't come from a reporter or an outside expert. It came from inside the department. Sergeant Aaron Cross, the president of the Pima County Deputies Organization, the elected representative of the deputies who work inside that department, told the New York Post, "It looks unprofessional. It doesn't look good for our department when we've had reporters walking up and essentially contaminating the scene." Contaminating the scene. That is not a critic. That is not a defense attorney. That is the president of the department's own deputies using the word contaminating.
They not only released the scene, they didn't even take over the scene properly. Like, they didn't even, like, there definitely should have been crime scene tape immediately all along the front of her driveway. Yeah, for sure. And why not? I have no clue. They could have definitely blocked off the road on each block and just make sure people that live there come through. Hell, you just block her road off and it's just her. Bad.
About their own crime scene in their own investigation. Coming up, I'm going to show you day by day exactly how the DNA went from the only lead in this case to unusable. And there's one decision Nanos made about where to send that DNA that nobody has talked about yet. That's next. The DNA timeline of failure. Walk with me through exactly what happened. Day by day, February 1st and 2nd, Nancy reported missing. Crime scene investigators spend over 20 hours at the residence. Blood on the porch is collected and confirmed to be Nancy's. Separately, unknown male DNA that doesn't match Nancy or anyone close to her is collected from inside the residence. This is the critical collection window. This is when evidence is freshest. February 2nd, the Pima County Sheriff's Department hands the crime scene back to the Guthrie family. No tape, no guard, no perimeter. A 25-year police veteran and crime scene instructor would later tell the Arizona Daily Star, "I don't see a reason why you would release the scene. That's certainly a crime scene that I would recommend you hold." February 2nd through 4th, Brian Enton and his crew walk freely onto the property. TV reporters set up live shots from the front yard.
Dude, like, what the F, bro? How do you even try a case where the crime scene was contaminated? How do you even make sure this person goes to prison for the rest of their life? Or even, I think they should get the death penalty. This is death penalty action. This is horrible.
Media members access the home, and there is no one, not a single deputy.
Yeah, why wasn't the doormat taken? That's crazy, man. You could have possibly had the shoes that he was wearing. You know, you never know. You know, there was DNA evidence in that doormat too.
Telling them they can't be there. February 4th.
Almost feels like the damn sheriff's botching this on purpose. Does he know who did it and just hiding for some money? Because damn. And they still have Annie's car. Yeah,
the scene is finally resealed, not because of an internal protocol, but because Brian Enton's footage of the blood on the porch has aired nationally and can no longer be ignored. February 10th through 15th, the FBI announces they've found a black latex glove approximately 2 miles from Nancy's home. It appears to match the pair worn by the suspect in the doorbell footage. DNA on the glove is tested against CODIS, the national database with 19 million offender profiles. No match. Around the same time, Nanos confirms the unknown DNA from inside the residence is a mixed sample.
I think we shouldn't rule him out. That's for sure. We shouldn't rule him out. But the problem is, if there's DNA of a guy, then it would hit Dominique, because Dominique's been to prison. So they've got his DNA. So apparently the DNA that's in the house that they collected, that they're waiting on, that they can't seem to find out who it is, isn't Dominique, because the DNA would come back to him. He's in the CODIS already. For sure.
Multiple contributors, and announces it's been sent to a private lab in Florida for genetic genealogy testing. He acknowledges challenges with the sample. And here's a detail worth paying attention to. According to reporting by Reuters, Nanos sent that DNA to a private Florida lab instead of the FBI's state-of-the-art facility in Quantico, Virginia, in a case where the department's relationship with the FBI is already under strain. That choice matters. He acknowledges challenges with the sample. That word should have been a warning. February 20th, genetic genealogy is confirmed to be actively underway. C.C. Moore, chief genetic genealogist at Parabon Nanolabs, who has helped crack hundreds of cold cases, tells Fox News Digital and NBC News she is confident the DNA can eventually be traced. Thanks to the power of investigative genetic genealogy, she says, it is just a matter of time. February 26th, today, Nanos confirms some of the DNA evidence is not usable at this time due to environmental factors and the age of the samples. From this DNA will identify the kidnapper to unusable in 26 days. And environmental factors is doing the work of explaining what happened to evidence that was left inside a home and near a porch that had no guard, no tape, and reporters walking freely through it for days. What degraded DNA actually means. For anyone who wants to understand what environmental factors actually means in a forensic context, here's the science. DNA degrades when exposed to heat, UV light, moisture, bacterial activity, or physical contamination. Biological trace left in Tucson, Arizona, where daytime temperatures in early February average 65 to 70 degrees and UVI exposure is high even in winter, will begin degrading within hours of exposure. In a properly secured crime scene, all biological evidence is collected immediately, stored in controlled conditions, and transported directly to a lab. Access is restricted to essential personnel. Chain of custody is documented. Contamination risk is minimized at every step. In the Guthrie case, the scene was open for days. Reporters walked up to the porch. There was no deputy on guard. The exposure window was 2 full days before anyone from the department came back. And here's what makes this situation particularly severe. Mixed DNA samples are already harder to analyze than single source samples. When a mixed sample is also degraded, the lab faces a near impossible task: separating overlapping genetic profiles from material that is already breaking down at the molecular level. The result is often exactly what Nanos confirmed today: evidence that is not usable.
Yeah, so that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt this case. If they have no DNA from the killer or killers, because they're killers at this point, they're never going to solve this. They are never going to solve this. And they may never find Nancy. That's so sad, dude. And you gotta put this on the sheriff's backbone. You have to. This is all on his shoulders. He should bear the weight of all this, because he's been a jackass. He has been a jackass.
But the DNA isn't the only thing that fell apart today. Nanos also walked back one of the biggest claims in this entire case, a claim reported by CNN, ABC News, NBC News, and Brian Enton, all citing law enforcement sources. That's next. The desert backpack. On the same day Nanos confirmed the DNA is degraded, he also confirmed something else. A backpack found miles from Nancy's home, which had generated weeks of internet theorizing and thousands of tip line calls, has absolutely no connection to the case. For weeks, online investigators had been linking this backpack to the suspect's Ozark Trail hiker pack seen in the doorbell footage. Social media was flooded with theories. People were calling the tip line about it. And today, irrelevant. More resources spent, more tips chased, more noise in a case with over 55,000 calls and more than 19,000 FBI tips, and still no name suspect. Nanos walks back the casing claim. And there's more from today's briefing. Multiple major outlets, CNN, ABC News, NBC News, and Brian Enton all reported, citing sources familiar with the investigation, that the FBI surveillance photos showed the suspect at Nancy's door on 2 separate days, that this was evidence of premeditated casing, the suspect scouting the home before returning to take her. Today, Nanos called any conclusion about separate dates purely speculative, says Stig. He told Fox News, the info that it occurred on a different day did not come from the FBI or PCSD, but here is the detail buried inside this walkback. The reason the photos lack timestamps is itself a failure of preparedness. Nancy hadn't paid for cloud storage on her Nest camera, the premium subscription that would have preserved time-stamped metadata. The camera recorded footage, but without that subscription, the critical information about when each image
Ladies and gentlemen, keep your subscription to your cameras. Make
was
sure you do
captured
that.
was never saved. So the
Keep
sheriff
your
is today
subscription,
contradicting leaks that came from his own investigation. The 2-day casing theory, reported by every major outlet citing law enforcement sources, is now speculative, according to the same department that presumably generated those leaks. January 11th and January 31st. Here is something from today's briefing that deserves its own story. Investigators are requesting surveillance footage from neighbors with, and these are Nanos' words, particular emphasis on January 11th, 9 p.m. to midnight.
Do we know why? He's focused on January 11th. Do we have a clue? Do we have any idea why he's going back that far? Could it be the searches online?
January 31st, 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. January 11th is 3 weeks before the abduction. If investigators are specifically requesting footage from that date, it means they have reason to believe the suspect or someone connected to the case was in this neighborhood on January 11th. This connects to Google Trends data reported by Fox News Digital. Someone searched for Nancy Guthrie's address from the Catalina foothills area on or around January 11th, 2026.
Okay. See, that makes some sense. So they search her address and then go stalk her? Creepy,
Same data
bro.
shows searches for her address going back to June 2025,
Creepy.
March 2025, and November 2025, along with a search for Savannah Guthrie's salary from the Tucson area in December 2025.
Go by AD, boss.
If this data is confirmed and connected, the suspect wasn't opportunistic. He wasn't random. He may have been researching, visiting, and surveilling this woman's home for months, planning something specific, targeting someone because of who her daughter is. And the DNA, the one piece of biological evidence that could connect this months-long digital surveillance to a name, to a face, to a person, may be gone. What's left without the DNA? So if the DNA is truly unusual,
Let me see what Brian said. Brian said, I think we're going to find an elderly abuse report had recently been reported. And it came up Saturday night with tragic results. Detective agencies are slammed and do not do homicide. Yeah, they came up and went to the door and left a card. Maybe the killer could have done that. Or maybe they thought that if they call her out, she could get taken. Then they got the house. What's up, AC? That's awfully weird.
usable. What does this investigation actually have? Surveillance footage, doorbell camera images showing the suspect's build, clothing, and movement, no face, he wore a mask, no timestamps, she didn't pay for cloud storage, a black latex glove found 2 miles from the home, DNA tested against 19 million CODIS profiles, no match. The Ozark Trail backpack exclusively sold at Walmart. Investigators are working with the retailer. No results announced.
Yeah, I think that's true too. I think they probably could be just following up like they should, you know. That's what I feel like too. When I first heard about the APS, I was like, they're probably just doing their job. You know what I mean? I could picture Tommaso doing a lot of things. He looks like a criminal, and I'm sorry to say that, but he just looks like he's up to no good. He just does, man. And who knows? Savannah's got money, so I don't think that's what she's doing. Just, you know, doing something to her own mother. I don't think. I don't even think Annie knows. But where is her husband? Where the fuck is her husband? I have not seen him at all. In the videos, you see Savannah's husband next to her. Like, retired mental health, no doubt. Nice. Thank you.
Right now, 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 right now.
Do you guys think she's even close to there? She can't be close, right? She can't even be close. Certainly not that close. Trying to find the cherry one in there. I can't. I ain't had one yet.
Clothing, Nanos says they're getting closer to identifying the shoes, pants, shirt, and jacket. No confirmed IDs. The holster shown to local gun shop owners. Described
the same in the other guy or the other picture, because I couldn't tell what shoes this guy
as
had
a
on.
cheap universal fit model. No matches announced. Tips. More than 55,000 calls. More than 19,000 FBI tips. The overwhelming majority saw actionable. And genetic genealogy is still being pursued, according to Nanos. But genetic genealogy requires a usable DNA sample. If the sample is degraded beyond the threshold required by genealogy databases, that avenue is effectively closed. That is what 26 days, 400 plus agents and deputies, and more than $1.2 million.
I'm sorry, I don't see 400 plus agents. I don't. I don't see agents doing much at all.
In rewards have produced grainy footage of a masked man, a Walmart backpack, a cheap holster, and DNA that may be worthless. The department, in its own words, the most pointed criticism of how this investigation has been managed isn't coming from reporters. It's coming.
I think she's dumped, but I don't think she's that close. He does, Starry. How are you, baby girl?
Coming from inside the building. Sergeant Aaron Cross, president of the Pima County Deputies Organization, told the New York Post, it is a common belief in this agency that this case has become an ego case for Sheriff Nanos. Cross said the sheriff's affinity for being in front of cameras, conducting multiple individual media interviews across different.
We just got done studying the Whitaker case, and that family had to deal with APS, and they come out and took their family. So, do you think somebody tried to set her up? You know, thinking maybe she'll be put into a home or something? That's a good thought. It's a good thought, you know. I think she's gone, man. She's far away. I don't know if she's super far away, but yeah, this is bullshit, AC. They taking way too long to find this woman. I agree. The sheriff needs to resign and pass this off to the FBI and just let the FBI take over, man. You think Tommaso was hitting on her or something? I don't know about that. I'm sure we would see that report, though. But drive her far enough away and dump her. I mean, I don't think they have her alive. It's just been too long. I know. This guy came good. He came to that woman's house geared up, guys. He definitely was geared to the hilt. He was geared so he didn't get caught, man. You don't see criminals do this much, but he came prepared. He had a mask. He had an over the collar mask. It's like a back of a what, whatever they're called. But whatever they're called, and it goes down over your neck, and then he had a sweatshirt over that, so you couldn't even see his neck frame. And he had 2 pairs of gloves on. He was coming to do a crime and not get caught for sure. And that's, I mean, you ever want to do something and not get caught? He did it. This person's good for sure. But I don't think he's good enough to keep her for 28 days. I don't think he's good enough to keep anybody for 28 days. At this point, you just give it up. You ain't getting nothing out of her, and it's just going to have to sit on your conscience because you didn't get a penny from her. You didn't even steal anything, stupid. Yeah, right? I'm broke too. They ain't going to get me. They ain't going to get nothing out of me. I don't have no family.
Outlets has overshadowed the actual work of the investigation. An anonymous source within the department told the Post, the sheriff turned a serious investigation into a rolling spectacle, from questionable decisions to shifting narratives and a disastrous media cleanup tour that raised more questions than it answered. 26 days ago, someone entered Nancy Guthrie's home, injured her, and took her into the Arizona night. They left behind evidence that in a properly handled investigation should have led directly to their identity. That evidence was left exposed on an unsealed property in the Arizona desert, with reporters walking freely through it for days.
Just walking all over the crime scene. They didn't give a damn, man. You had reporters camped up there for 26 days like they owned the fucking street. All you need is the Ferris wheel and a food truck, and that would have been a carnival. I'm just saying. It's truth. It's truth. And then they let people just trample all over it. Ooh, you know, the pool man come, clean the pool. Fucking locksmith come in. I don't know, man. Yeah. No trespassing signs went up. People still walk. You had people out there doing album cover shoots and shit, like morbid fucking goth people out there doing photo shoots. It was the wild. This has been the wildest shit. Hello, JJ. It was a shit show. You're damn right. It was. The sheriff flubbed this one up good. I gotta agree with that one. Yeah, they didn't do very good. I think that he should just give this up. Just give it to the FBI agents. And guess what? Now you ain't on. It's not bothering you no more. You're not on it. No, I didn't watch nothing, Lorna. No, I don't watch her. Being serious, I don't watch her. I don't watch that heifer. You don't believe in spirit boxes? I just got a gut feeling. I just got a gut feeling that she's been taken away and she's been hurt. Obviously hurt because she was bleeding. But I think they did something even worse. I think they did something even worse. It's sad too, because if that was my mother or my grandmother, I'd be freaking out, dude. I would be freaking out because I wouldn't have the money to pay. I would be going crazy. Like if something like this happened to one of my children, oh, good Lord, dude. I wouldn't know what to do because there's nothing you can do. You can organize some searches and stuff, though. I can't believe that nobody's done that in the family. Organized a search. Like, you should be searching. Like, this is a recovery mission at this point. Don't think you're going to find somebody alive inside of a fucking panic room somewhere and she's been getting bread and water the whole time. I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. I don't think they kept her past the first night having her. That's so true. I don't think she lived past the first night because how in the hell you gonna keep a person and nobody in your life know? Yeah, I heard about the sheriff. I heard about all that shit. The sheriff definitely said to have Annie's car. I know. I know. I hope they find something in that mug. I hope they're waiting for him to. I don't even know where Tommaso is. I read some reports just a little bit ago, and from what they're saying, he's apparently in Arizona, or he's not. He's across seas somewhere. I don't freaking know. I wish we could find out somehow, right? That would be dope, but I haven't seen him. He hasn't popped up. What do you say, Larna? He looks like a terrorist. Kind of does. He looks scary. He looks like he's been to the joint. He looks like he's been to prison. Somebody said that Tommaso was at the Olympics. He went to the Olympics. Why would you go to the Olympics when Savannah chose not to even go to the Olympics? Right, Sky? This is when your husband's needed the most. Like, this is when you need your husband. You see Savannah's husband, but you don't see Annie's. So that tells me he's not around. Where did he go? Why did he take off? Where did he go and why did he take off? I don't either. And was he cleared before he took off? Maybe. The department is corrupt. Oh, I know. We've watched all of that. We went over it a lot today. So I thank y'all for hanging out with me, those that just rode this wave out with me. I salute y'all. This was a long live. Got 3 hours out of me today. Just like Ashley Benefield's sources said, Tommaso was the number one suspect. I agree. He's my number one. But it's just a suspect. I don't know for sure. But if I have to put my eye on one person, it's him. But I don't think he did it. I think he had it done. Yeah, his misuse of RICO funds. He's a mess, dude. He is a mess. I think it was just rumors, just like the shit that started the Whitakers. Once it hits the internet, it goes, yeah, there's a lot of rumors out there. You're right, Lee. You're definitely right about that. But APS did leave a card out front. But they probably did that just because this is a missing woman case. They want to probably find out how anybody was able to come in there and take her. Why wasn't somebody there with her? He's everybody's number one, I think. Ah, you're good, hillbilly. You made it. You made it, baby. You didn't miss much. You want to go back and rewind? We got on Tommaso today, though. We did get on his ass today. Has civil suits? Oh, man. Yeah, this sheriff kind of he put a lot of his good detectives on like different jobs and just to try to be a dickhead to him and shit. You're not going to get anywhere like that being mean to people. I hate when people do that. They think that like being rude and shit is a way to come off to people. You're just going to get people that don't want to deal with you. I hope Savannah's doing okay because I don't think she has anything to do with this. It was Savannah's brother. Okay. I thought that was her husband. My bad. I think she going through a divorce? Did I hear that somewhere? I go by AD, Brian. AD. I'm a nobody. Just another fella like you, man. Yeah, my kitty cat's the host. He's looking at the ceiling right now. He thinks just because he hears steps up there, somebody's going to come through or something. Well, hello to you too, man. Welcome. Kitty. He's focused on the damn ceiling. He going, come here, kitty. Oh, you're good, buddy. You're all right. People call me AD. Name's Eric, but people call me AD. Yeah, I love my kitty cat. He's my best friend. He is. That cat sleeps with me. Any room I go in, he chases me into that room. Like if I'm hanging out in the living room, which I don't really a lot, but these last few days I've been trying to hang out in my living room, get back into living like normal life and not laying in my bed, relaxing. I'm trying to get back to work Monday, but I don't know. I'm trying. I want to go back to work, man. I'm done with that surgery. I'm a little sore, but I want to go back to work. Yeah, I was going to get me a little dog when I moved in here, but I just settled on this kitty. Plus, he was like a rescue too. He was an outdoor cat that was a kitten, and his mama was already gone. A lot of the kittens were given away, and he was the last one. I took him. Hello, JJ. If y'all haven't subscribed, please hit that sub button. Come back and hang out with us, man. We do this nightly. I usually do this show at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Today, I told everybody I was going to go on early tonight, so I did. Kitty. Come here. He's just looking at me. Yeah, I'm doing good, Brandy. I'm just a little sore. Starting to use the bathroom better. Yep. I'm getting better. Here he comes. Come on. Don't knock the can over. Come here. You sleepy head. You look sleepy. What are you doing, feller? Get up in the way, huh? What you doing, buddy? You gonna say hi? He's my baby. He's tired. He's tired. That's my little buddy right here. He's up here with his eyes closed. You don't even want to be up here, buddy. He's purring. Yeah, he's my little buddy. Look at him, kitty. Everybody, you guys have a beautiful evening. Nah, he's a house kitty. He's just a house kitty. I took an outside kitty and made him a house kitty. He wouldn't come out of behind the cabinets at first, and then one day I woke up in my bed and he was sitting there looking at me like, "Hey, what's up, dude? I think you're all right." And I was like, "Oh, thank you for coming out, kitty kitty." And ever since then, he's been my best friend. He literally sleeps right next to me in the spot right next to me every single night. He's a good kitty. I know what he wants. He wants some food. I've been getting him these fancy feast, and you can break it in half. And one of them has rice in it with carrots. He's been eating that shit. He's going to be a big old fat, healthy, fat cat. I'm going to get him fat, y'all. Yeah, he thinks he's a tuber. He does. He thinks he is. He's got the women wrapped around his fingertip. He knows it. Little joker. He definitely does. Chat, thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys. Look at that smirk. He's a little prick, ain't he? Everybody, I love y'all, man. Let's just pray Nancy's found, guys. Let's hope she gets found alive. Let's have that hope. But let's at least hope they find her. You know? I appreciate all y'all for hanging out. Thank you, guys. I want to thank Earth Angel for her Cash App. Most definitely. Also want to thank Brooks and Gardens. Thank you, Brooks and Gardens. I want to thank Rinsky. Thank you, Rinsky. I want to thank Freddie. 1-2, Freddie's coming for you. I want to thank Florida Life in the Sun. Thank you, darling. And China Baby. China Baby. Hey, thank you for supporting the stream, baby. Create Live. I know you peaced out, but hey, I appreciate you, darling. Christy, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Miss Christy Dye. Miss January, you're so awesome. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Cuddle Monster, thank you so much for supporting the stream. Can't take my kitty. Indian, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, ma'am. Shout out to Indian. And last but not least, shout out to TT and Brian. I appreciate y'all. Salute, guys. I will see you guys again tomorrow on another one. Until then, man, stay aggressive and defiant as fuck.